woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober? Y'all OD, follow me. Where the rain follow me, king. Yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throw, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the white, I better put Marlo on it. And let's soon Chico Malo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going still right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that, sit back, listen to the truth for the sky crack, and the Lord get back. Or somebody wants to get back, and they click clack, leave you been back, thinking I just intact. Never left, but I've been back, cross on my bit neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in a club, funny, you was in it? Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the mail may stop, but they ask for the truth, yeah, I'ma do it. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down. If you knew that down.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can make.
Black about it, coast, coast. Keep your hands up, keep your chin tucked. It's the one that only goes with the shadow in the front. Thank you, thank you. It is nasty outside, nasty. It is really nasty outside, bro. My audio should be good. Audio should be good. I'm going to be getting a new mic because I'm tired of this mic, bro. I'm tired of this mic. I'm sick and tired of this mic. So I think you can hear me, right? Let me see. Yeah. I see Just Blaze on here. Let me just make sure. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Audio's good? It's not playing on here. All right, whatever. If y'all say audio's good, audio's good. I don't know what's going on here. Bro, I can't wait to get rid of this mic, bro. This mic gotta go. I'm about to throw this shit in the trash, bro. This shit getting me frustrated. Every damn time I go live, I got a problem with this damn mic, bro. I'm about to break it in half, bro. Piss me the fuck off. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. Thank y'all for joining me, man. I don't know where you guys are at right now, but it is nasty outside where I am at. So it's a good time to do a live. I mean, I like the rain, but not like that. It's like the nasty type of rain. It's the type of rain where like the rain, even the water sound dirty. Like it's just nasty outside. What's going on, man? Just Blaze, how you doing today, brother? I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is, you know, I noticed like, you know, I watch a lot of channels. You know, I watch a lot of channels, so I enjoy watching other channels. I really do. You know, I get to get like a different perspective on what other people think and how other people view boxing. You know, and it doesn't really matter whether I agree with the individual or I don't agree with the individual. I just like the fact that I could go to another outlet and just see and look back and see how everybody is thinking about the subject. You know what I mean? And oh man, OG, what's going on? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, listen, I want to make it clear, man. The few of y'all that's always here, I appreciate y'all, man, because if y'all wasn't here, seriously, I wouldn't be doing a live every day. I'm being dead ass serious. I'll go back to doing edited videos, man, because that shit is a lot easier, bro. I just go in front of a camera, I pick a subject, I talk about it for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then I just press stop and add some other shit in there and bam, upload it, and it's just so much easier. But you know, even if people don't show up to the live, I'm learning that I could always upload it afterwards. And I should have been doing that a long time ago. You know, you just do a live, and then when you're done, you can go back and clip certain parts and then upload that as a separate video. So it kind of saves time, but it is what it is. But I want to talk about is you know, I've been looking at other outlets, man, and I was saying that, you know, I like the fact that I can get like a different perspective on everybody else. You know what I mean? Whether I agree with the person or not, you know, and one of the things I noticed that I've been looking at prior to this week is I've been going to certain channels. Let me see, like who was I watching? BDA Boxing. Shout out to BDA Boxing. Shout out to all these channels, by the way. BDA Boxing, I think it was Coach Malachi. Of course, I was watching Punch, IBFP, but he does edited videos. But I was watching just a lot of different videos, and a lot of the channels were like people call in, you know, and I've been hearing. Well, I mean, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that think like David's gonna run through Boo Boo, you know, and to be honest with you, I understand why some people would think that, but you know, really after looking at everything, man, normally before a fight, resume means a lot to me. I always look at a fighter and I go, let me see his resume, you know, and that usually has an impact on how I view the fight. But for some odd reason, I don't think Boo Boo's resume really has anything to do much with what's going to happen. I really don't. I think it's just because of the styles. I think it's just because of the styles. If he had any other style, like even if he fought like Caleb Plant, if he was like another mover or something like that, I would say that I'd be like, no. Yeah, he's gonna get run over, man. It's just a matter of time. He might do good the first 6 rounds, but once David starts walking forward, David's gonna walk you down. David's gonna punish you. David's gonna punish you to the body. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw. Did y'all see that interview with Caleb Plant where he talks about the body shot that David hit him with? Did y'all see that? The guy was asking Caleb Plant about David and about the beef that they had and how they didn't like each other and stuff like that. And when he was asking him about the fight, he was like, hey, man, he's like, yeah, you know, Caleb, you was doing good, man. You was doing good the first 5-6 rounds. And Caleb was, bro. Caleb was doing good the first 5-6 rounds. And Caleb said that in the 6th round, and I actually went back and I looked at it, and it's true. In the 6th round, right before the round ends, David hits Caleb with a body shot. He hits him with a body shot. And Caleb Plant makes a sound, right? Now, you don't hear the sound on TV, but this is what Caleb Plant said. And David. He said that he made a sound. And when the bell rang, David said, I heard you, I heard you gasping for air. I got your ass. And then you saw what happened the round after that, bro. 7th round started, David walked him down. 8th round, walked him down. It was almost like once David landed a good shot on him and knew that he hurt him, that's all he needed to walk forward. And it was crazy because when I heard Caleb Plant say that, he was like, yeah, David hit me with a shot. And I was like, and the bell rang. And then he said, I got you. And I went back and that's exactly what he said. He said, you could see David saying something to him to the effect. And then David started walking him down. And, you know, I think it's easy for David to walk down a fighter that is like Caleb Plant. It's not no disrespect to Caleb Plant. It's really not. It's just that, you know, in my opinion, fighters that move around a lot, fighters that have, I guess you call it what, the footwork or the slick type of fighter. I mean, the recipe to beating them, the game plan to beating them is always pressure. You know, pressure. You know, go to the body, pressure them. Wait till they tire out. They might be good the first couple of rounds, but I'm gonna put the pressure on. You know what's crazy? Floyd Mayweather, who is not known for that, applied that game plan to Zab Judah. I was looking at that fight a couple weeks ago, and I remember Floyd talking about it. He said, "Yo, I knew Zab was a front runner. I knew he was a front runner. Like I knew the first 4 rounds, he's dangerous. He's real dangerous. He's fast. He's powerful." And he's like, but I know after 4 rounds, he's gonna start slowing down. And he's like, that's when I I said to myself, that's when I'm gonna pick him apart, and that's exactly what he did. And but with Andrade, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I've watched all of Andrade's fights, but I've seen Andrade's fights, and he, I've seen him get hurt a couple times. Okay, I don't know if he was really hurt bad, or I don't know if but he was rocked. What was the one? Was it Luke Keeler? I think it was Luke Keeler. I think it was that one. It was one where he got rocked and he held. But he didn't hold for like a long period of time, bro. He just held for the rest of that round to like just kind of get his head back together. And the next round, he went right back to doing what he was doing. The issue is I can see David hurting him a lot. You know what I mean? So I kind of understand where I hear some people say, because I heard some people saying, watch, David's going to hurt him. He's going to start clinching. He's going to start clinching immediately. And I thought about it. And I said, okay, well, what if David keeps hurting him? He's going to keep clinching, right? But still, even though I look at it, it's Boo-Boo style. It's Boo-Boo style. It's just the crafty counterpuncher, bro. The crafty counterpuncher, to me, is the way to fight David. Like, if in my opinion, if Canelo was going to fight David, right? I honestly believe we would see Canelo. You know, I don't think Canelo's just going to walk David down. I think we would see him kind of like circling a little bit because he's the bigger man. And I think Canelo would go to the body on David. That's just what I think. I think he would try to go to the body on David early. And but Canelo is a great counterpuncher, bro. Great counterpuncher. Which, by the way, kind of funny. Just to show you how much hate, and you guys should notice, just to know how much hate Canelo Alvarez gets. Anytime I mention Canelo Alvarez in a live or video, and I say anything, I say I think he's going to beat this guy, you should see the shit people say to me, bro. It is so hilarious. And I'm like, damn, you hate Canelo that much, bro? You hate a man you never met that much? It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. If I said, like, what was it? My last live, I said that I think that Canelo beats the winner. That's all I said, is I think Canelo beats the winner. And I'm not even saying he dominates the winner, but I'm just saying that I think that Canelo is very hard to beat at 168. I mean, is that not an accurate statement? I mean, it's an opinion, but still, is that not an accurate statement? He's the undisputed champion at 168. That's, to me, his most comfortable weight. Canelo is a great fighter, one of the best. So I think with his experience that he edges out the winner of David and Andre, right? So I say that. And what do you think they were saying in the comments, bro? What do you think? Oh, yeah. It's crazy, bro. So right in the comments right away. I mean, listen, the video wasn't even uploaded, bro. Like, well, I was done with the live. You guys were here. I know you guys were here. It was my last live when I was talking about Boo-Boo and David. So what I did was I ended the live. And when you end the live on StreamYard, it starts processing. Right? It'll show anyone that's been on StreamYard, it'll tell you, like, you hit end stream and you look up on the top right corner and you see it start going like this. And it's just processing, it's just uploading it to YouTube. That's it. I think it's just like stamping it. I don't know what it's doing. It's like, bro, like 2 minutes, bro, afterwards, bro. Got like 3-4 comments, bro. You know Canelo ain't gonna fight the winner, right? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I could tell you don't watch boxing. Canelo been ducking David for years. And you know, then another dude coming in, he says weak. He said weak. That's it. He didn't tell me what I said was weak. He didn't say what, he didn't point out anything. He just said weak. So I responded, I put strong with the, like, this emoji. Like, what the fuck? Are we playing a game? Or we, like, I mean, you mention anything about Canelo, bro, and you'll see. I'll tell you right now, you want to start a boxing channel and you want to get subscribers, start a boxing channel and just talk shit about Canelo, bro. I swear to you, I guarantee you, If you don't have 1,000 followers by the end of the month, then you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. Start a channel and just every day bash Canelo, bro. Just start. Shit, just do your first video. Your first video. Title it. Canelo running scared from David. Just title it. Just put that. Just put you don't even gotta say anything in the video. You don't even gotta say anything. You can just stare at the camera. I guarantee you that shit got 1,000 views, bro. Like they really, bro, the haters for Canelo is insane. It is insane. And I'm not even a huge Canelo fan, but I actually I respect motherfuckers that put in work, bro. You put in work, you get accomplishments, you get respect from me, whether I like you, whether I don't like you. I remember there was a period of time, not too long ago, by the way, not too long ago, that boxing was very stagnant. And everyone was like, Spence and Crawford negotiations fell through again. Charlo is talking back to whoever he was talking to. I know Jamal was always talking shit to Andrade. I think Devin and Tank were going back and forth, just the usual talks, but no fights were being made. And I remember it was a time when boxing was stagnant. And I remember Canelo Alvarez moving up to 168 and just running through that fucking division, bro. Just running right through it like a train wreck. Every couple of months, champion X them out, champion X them out, mandatory X them out, champion X them out. And everyone tuned in, bro. Everyone tuned in. It did one of the fights, was it Billy Joe Saunders? Which one was the one, y'all, where he fought in like an outside stadium almost? And I remember Eddie Hearn saying, this is like, it broke a record. I remember, bro. He said something like an outside attendance record or something, or maybe it was for that stadium. I don't know what it was, but it was a record, bro. And at that time, he was holding it down. And so it is what it is, man. It's just crazy. Hey, what's going on, Tycho? Appreciate you, man. I was just talking about how the hate that Canelo gets, man, and if you started a channel and just trashed Canelo, watch how fast your channel grows, bro. Oh my God, you'll be caking and you'll be rolling in the dough. You can quit your job. You could just lay back and just get cash apps out the ass. Like, just talk about Canelo. Just trash him. Just watch how famous you get. It's ridiculous. What makes me laugh is while they're doing this, Canelo's golfing. He's golfing, living his life in a big ass mansion, just laughing away, bro. This is crazy. But I honestly believe that a lot of people that hate Canelo don't really hate him. I'm starting to think that. A lot of people that hate him don't really hate him. They don't. They really like him. Was it Billy Joe, OG? Yeah, it was. Yes, that one. Billy Joe. I remember Eddie Hearn saying, bro, 70-something thousand people. Think about that. 70-something thousand people. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Do you know how much space you need to fit 70,000 people? And they want to talk about, and you know what they say? A lot of these guys that don't like Canelo, what they'll say is, yeah, but he's got a whole country behind him. That's what they love to say. Yeah, he's got a whole country behind him. As if like, okay, it's true because Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, just Latinos in general, we're very loyal. That's one thing you could say about us. We are loyal. If we like you, we fucking with you hard. Like, pause. Like, we with you all the way. Win, lose, or draw. I get it, bro. I get it. He does have a country behind him. But y'all act like he just fights nobodies, and the country's just like, yeah, show up, 70,000. It's Canelo. Yeah, he's fighting nobody, but who cares? Show up. Like, y'all act like that's not what's going on. That's not what's happening. He's breaking records, bro. and whether you like him or not, and it doesn't matter if he beats David. You guys know more than I do. If this man beats David, it's just they're gonna transfer another narrative over. It's gonna probably transfer over to David Morrell. I guarantee you. If he beats David, they're gonna transfer it over to David Morrell. Let's say Canelo was to wash. Let's say Canelo was to wash David tomorrow. Let's say he was to wash him. The next thing you'd see is he's ducking David Morrell. I guarantee you. Or the famous David was never that good. David hasn't fought anybody. David was never that good. That's what they're going to say. That's why with Canelo, it's never ending. Canelo can move up to 175 and beat Better Beeve and beat Bivol and just crush that division too. And it's just the hate is unreal with that man, bro. It's crazy because like some of them legit hate him. And I'm just thinking like, how do you hate a man you've never actually met? Like, how do you have that much animosity towards somebody you've never physically met? Like, how do you know if you meet Canelo Alvarez, he ain't going to be cool as fuck? You don't know. But you hate the man. I mean, but 3 years ago when boxing was stagnant, that man was holding it down, bro. He was holding it down. And all these people that said they didn't like him was tuning into every single one of his fights. Tuning in. Man, I wish I would have recorded it. There was a live where, and you won't see it no more, but I saw a live where I was going through YouTube, and you know how boxing pops up on your feed. Like if you watch a lot of boxing channels, other channels are going to pop up. It's just how it is. It's just how it's how YouTube is structured with its live feed. And I don't know if it was Billy Joe. It was Billy Joe. It was that one with the 70K, 1,000 people in attendance, or 73K or whatever it was, 76, some outrageous number. And I remember I accidentally stumbled upon Boxing Eagle. And in his live, he's giving Canelo respect. And I'm like, oh, shit. He's giving Canelo respect. And, yo, his community was mad. They were mad in the comments. You saw, like, emojis like the angry smile emoji or whatever, like the angry red face. They were putting that. And they started saying, now you're saying a narrative. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh shit. The next day, that live was gone. He went right back to saying Canelo's trash. He's running from David. He went right back to it, bro. And that just goes to show you the influence people have, man. It's crazy, bro. I'm looking at it like, what happened to the what happened to the respect you was giving them? Hold up. What happened? What happened, bro? Like, how you gonna let come on, man? Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if you get to a point where you have to depend on people in your chat to say what you're gonna say, that's crazy, man. Can you imagine, like, what the small little trolls that come over here? What is his name? Creme Pie or whatever, right? Can you imagine if I like ran my channel around his opinion? Oh my goodness, bro. I'd be so stressed out. I mean, I couldn't believe it. He was giving Canelo nothing but respect, and the people in the chat got mad as hell. And the super chat stopped too, by the way. The super chat, because when I tuned in, it was the first time I ever really seen Boxing Eagle live. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I've seen his edited videos, and I'm like, I never seen him live. And he had like these big black shades on. And you see in the chat, like, the mighty LDBC, the mighty LDBC, and just super chat $10, $20, $25, $10. Then all of a sudden, as soon as he gave Canelo respect, that shit stopped. That shit, and just everybody was just mad. And I guess he noticed it, man, because he took that live down, and immediately the next day he went right back to saying, yeah, he running from David. And it's just crazy, man. But to be honest with you, I think, and let me ask y'all a question. I want your dead ass opinion with this. I think the people that hate Canelo really like Canelo. I really do. I really think that the people that hate Canelo really like Canelo, and they just don't know how to express it, or they just don't know how to admit it. Because when you think about it, right? People get mad at me the last couple of lives, and I saw one where, because you know the little trolls that come in here sometimes, and I call them stupid, and I say they're slow, right? And I said the one guy, he was trying to argue with me about TO and 140, and I'm trying to explain to him, bro, like, you know, Fury beat Klitschko and is the lineal champion. He's the man to beat, even though Usyk got them belts. Like, you know, I'm trying to explain to him common sense things, and he wouldn't get it. So I said, bro, you must collect a disability check. And I looked at the live. I went back to the live, and he got really mad. He put disability check with a question mark and got mad and stopped commenting, right? But when you think about it, right? Just like Canelo, just like people that hate Canelo, I think these guys like me. Pause. I think they like me. Because I'm going to give an example, bro. I told this one dude in the comment, right? Can you imagine? Do y'all know what a bodega is? Anyone know what a bodega is? I don't know if y'all on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, but I was born in the Bronx, raised in Paterson, New Jersey. Do you know what a bodega is? It's like a little corner store. And the reason why I'm using bodega as an example, because I have a small channel, right? So a bodega's tiny, bro. It's tiny. It's like maybe 2-3 aisles at the most, right? A lot of times it's like a Dominican that runs it, or Puerto Rican, or sometimes it's Asian or Arabic, right? It's usually somebody of color running it, right? And can you imagine if you run a bodega, right? And you know how they come in, they buy the chopped cheeses and stuff like that and chips. Can you imagine if you own a bodega and a customer comes in for the first time? Yeah, let me get a chopped cheese. Yeah, extra ketchup, extra mayo, bag of chips. Let me get this drink and a cookie, right? You make the food for him, you give it to him, and right before he walks out the store, he goes, trash. It's fucking trash. You know? And you like, trash? Like, immediately you're gonna be like, was it the food, or is my store dirty or whatever? And he just walks out. Next day, he comes back, buys another chopped cheese, buys another drink, buys another soda, supporting you again, right? And then when you give him the when he gives you the money, he goes, fucking trash, man, you weak. And he keeps doing this. After a while, the owner, when you walk in, the owner's gonna be like, hey, it's my number one customer, right? And he's gonna be like, shut the fuck up. I ain't no customer, man. You trash. Let me get a chopped cheese, a drink, or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, yeah, I know. I'm weak. Just leave the money on the counter. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Because either you like me and you don't know how to admit it, or you're dumb. That's why I call y'all dumb. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm being dead ass serious. You either are dumb or you like me. You're not going to keep going into a store, buying a meal, and every time you leave, you say he's trash, but you come back the next day and you buy a meal. You keep supporting him. You're a loyal customer. That's all you are. So these guys that hate Canelo, I think they really like him. I really do. I really think they like him, and they just don't want to admit it. I don't get it why, if you don't like somebody, like the channels I don't like, I can tell you right now, the channels I don't like, I cannot tell you what they say. I cannot tell you what they say because I don't know what they say, because I don't watch what they say. I might know what they say from channels like IBFP. Like if I watch like Dante's Boxing Nation, I can't tell, bro. I am dead ass serious. I've seen one Dante's Boxing Nation video in my entire life. One. And that's all I had to watch, bro. I didn't have to watch long. I watched one video of Dante's Boxing Nation, and I was like, I already know what this is about. So I cannot tell you what this man talks about. I have no clue because I don't watch him. So why do people don't like? I don't get it. They don't like somebody, but they keep coming back and support it, or they say they don't like Canelo, but they keep watching his fights. And all they do is talk about him. So you like him. Just say you like him, bro. Just say he's your favorite fighter. Just get it. Once you get it out, you're going to feel a lot better. You're gonna feel so much better, man. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. It's almost like when you admit you're an alcoholic, you just it's like a weight gets lifted off of you. Yeah, exactly. Puerto Rican rum. Yeah, it's usually the bodegas by me are usually like, okay. When I was in the Bronx, a lot of them were Arab and Dominican. In Patterson, most of the bodegas was like Puerto Ricans and Asian. But yeah, it's a small convenience store. But that's the reason why I use the bodega is because they're tiny, bro. They're tiny as hell. Just like me, I'm a tiny channel, bro. I know I don't got thousands of subscribers. I'm tiny. But damn it, if you keep coming here trying to like insult me, but you hear every day, that shit ain't, you obviously see you're not bothering me, and I'm going live. I'm taking my time out to actually thank you. I really do. Just like I thank all y'all for, like, the same people I hear all the time, bro. Puro, Boxing Magic, Tycho, Puerto Rican Rum, the same people. And I thank y'all every day. I really do. But I really need to take time out to thank these guys too, because they are supporting me just as much. They just don't know how to say it. Same thing with Canelo. They don't like Canelo, but they are like, remember when people would watch Floyd, they'll watch Floyd lose? How many times you heard that? Matter of fact, I think Puro is one of them. Puro, didn't you tell me that you only watched Floyd, or was it you? Somebody was like, bro, I paid every pay-per-view. I paid every pay-per-view to watch that man lose, and he never did. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're supporting. You just don't know how to admit it. But it is what it is. Going back to Andrade, you know, I think I do. Now, even though I haven't watched the fight, I still need to watch the fight. I still need to watch it, bro. But I just think that the winner, Canelo, beats the winner. That's just my opinion, bro. You don't got to get all mad. You don't got to get all sensitive about it. Shit. Matter of fact, and this is why I don't understand either. If we say Canelo versus David, they get all mad like they don't want to see the fight, right? How long have we been hearing Boo Boo hasn't fought nobody? How long? That's been one of my criticisms of him. I'm gonna be that ass serious. That's one of my criticisms of Boo Boo is I didn't like the fact that people were calling him, a boogeyman, and I didn't feel like, I'm like, well, I don't even know 80% of the people on his resume, like. And then the whole Janabek situation and the whole Zach Parker situation. So I'm just like, bro, I just want to see him fight a quality opponent. I don't think he's trash. I think he's gifted. I could see with my eyes. We all watch boxing. I could see he's crafty. He's fast. He throws. He's awkward with his punches. I just want to see him fight somebody. So now that we finally got it, right? Now that we finally got it, people wait till the damn near days of to talk about it. Or you got these people that are saying, man, David's gonna run right through Boo Boo. He ain't fought nobody. But that may very well happen. But I think they're not taking into account his style. Because normally I take resume into account too, all the time, bro. All the time I go, well, let me look at this dude's resume, right? But I think styles matter. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that any fighter that is moving with David, I've already said this. I think if you're a mover, now Andrade isn't a mover like Caleb Plant. Let's get that straight. He's a mover, yes. And I think he will be moving this fight. I absolutely do. You better move. You better move when David starts coming forward. Because if not, you're going to get hurt bad. So, yeah, he's going to be moving. But the way he fights is different. He's a crafty counter puncher. And I think that he could catch David. Because when now, it was a long time ago. So but it still happened. That Ronald Graville fight, David got dropped. And David got dropped because he was stepping forward. David got dropped. And let's look at that real quick. I know you guys have all seen it, but I want to just make a point that this is how he got dropped. He got dropped because he was moving forward. And I think he had his hands down too. Matter of fact, I want to see it again. Here it goes. Okay, it's only 41 seconds. Let me share the screen like always. This is for entertainment purposes. YouTube, I know you're going to strike me anyway, YouTube. I know you don't like me. You do it all the time. I say it's for entertainment purposes every single damn time. Am I supposed to say something? Like, what am I supposed to say for you not to like strike me? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not stealing content. I'm comment. I don't get it. More people can have a channel and look at another. You got channels that all they do is they sit back and watch other channels record it, and they judge another person's work, and they blow up. Like, you're literally just watching another man's video and just commenting like, oh yeah, that's real nice. Oh yeah, and that's it. And you now you're blowing up. Now, what if somebody watches your shit and then vice versa? I mean, everybody could eat like that, but damn, why y'all strike me for? I'm not even monetized. You be taking my shit down. They don't took 5 lives down, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Now, if I was one of these dudes, I'd cry racism. I would, but I don't think it's because of who I am. Okay, see, we got it right here. All right, let's get it going. I'm gonna put the screen up just to make sure, and let me see if I can get it. There you go. Starting to learn how to work this better now. Let's see what happens here.
4-punch, 5-punch combination from Benavidez with his back to the ropes. And there's a left hand from
right there,
bro.
That was a hard ass body shot, bro. That was. Did y'all hear that? That was a hard ass body shot. So it looked like he hurt him with that body shot, and then he started walking forward and got caught, bro. And this is why I say I think Boo Boo is gonna be a great fight. I really do.
And there's a left hand from Gabriel, and it drops Benavidez.
And that, you can obviously see, that's a flash knockdown. You could see David's face. It was a flash knockdown, but he was walking forward. That's what I mean. If Andrade catches him in between, now this was a while back, and it isn't fair, because just like with Canelo, they said, well, Canelo got rocked by Cotto's brother. Bro, I was like 2 years old when that happened, man. I wasn't even in elementary school. That's how long ago it was. I don't even know how long ago that was. I don't even remember when Cotto's brother was fighting. That was so damn long ago. They had just started making color televisions when that shit happened. That's a long time ago, bro. So this was years ago, but David is still young, so it wasn't that long ago. And not only that, but David still fights in a similar way. Does he not? Does he not just pressure you? I'm not just saying that's what he does, because David, first of all, let me get this out the way. David is very, very methodical. David Benavidez is very, very methodical, bro. I watched the Caleb Plant fight again, right? And this is what I like about David. Even though he knew Caleb most likely couldn't hurt him, the fight before, he had really knocked out Anthony Durrell really bad. I don't know if it was that. Maybe it could have been that. But I think in the back of David's head, he's like, I know Plant can't really hurt me. Because that's what he always kept saying too. Like, yeah, I know he knocked out Durrell, but he ain't got the power like that. Even though Caleb couldn't hurt him like that, he was very cautious the first couple of rounds. David was cautious, bro. And he just waited. He waited. And like I said, you listen to that Caleb Plant interview. Caleb was like, I was doing great. Everybody saw I won the first 6 rounds. And then at the end of the 6th round, with like 20 seconds left, he hit me with a hook to the body. And it took the air out of me, and I made a sound. And as soon as I did that, David looked up at me and said, I got you. And I went back and looked. I could show that to you right now, too. Matter of fact, I could show it to you right now. I think there was a short on it. This is it right here. Let me make sure. Right here. Okay, listen to what David says right here. Listen to what David Benavidez says right here.
With the body shot, I heard him go, ugh. And then I told him, I heard you. I told him, I heard you. And that's what changed everything. That was in round 4. And from there,
round 4.
it was just kept hitting him with body shots, kept hitting him with hard shots. I know I'm the harder puncher. That's why I'm told you guys. I've said it over and over again. Everybody I've been in the ring with, I've hurt everybody since I was 14 years old. And that's something that nobody could take away from me. I know I got that power. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I hit him with a body shot and I heard him go.
So, and Caleb Plant said the same thing. There's a short with Caleb Plant, and he's being interviewed, and the guy was like, "Hey man, you was doing pretty good against David." He's like, "Shit, I was winning till he caught me." Now, let me tell you something. Y'all hear David's punches, right? Y'all hear David's punches. You know when I first started hearing how hard David hits? During COVID. Remember during COVID when there was no fans allowed? And we had some great fights during COVID, but we had David versus Rashidi Ellis's brother, Ronald Ellis. That was a good fight, by the way. And we had Loma versus Tio. Wait, no, Loma and Tio had a crowd, right? It was limited though. It was limited. But I remember during that time, it was the first time I started realizing how hard, like obviously we know these dudes hit hard, but when you watch a boxing fight with no crowd, you hear those shots, bro. I was hearing David hit Ronald Ellis, bro. And let me see if I can find just a little bit of highlights. Oh my goodness, bro. These shots, bro. This is what I'm saying. When he hits you to the body, I think that's like David's best weapon is his shots to the body, man. He's just it's let me see. It is just devastating, bro. This dude hits hard. I think he's an underrated power puncher. I don't think David's not a one-punch knockout puncher, but he is underrated with his power, though. I really do. I think that he can knock you out with a good body shot. David could knock you out with a good body shot. One good body shot, he can. I know he knocking me out. He might even kill me. Let me see. So right here, this is the one I think it was. There was no crowd, and I watched this fight, and I was like, damn, David hits hard.
Ronald Reckless Ellis, El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez.
Get up, slide up, get up the ropes. Keep moving, use your legs, Okay. Get up there.
Oh my goodness, bro.
That's why you run like that.
Bro, that's not even a fight. That's straight up fucking assault. That ain't even a fight. That man was getting assaulted, bro. Listen, David. Hey, I gotta look. David a bad boy, bro. When David turns that ignition, bro. I'm telling you, he's a pro. Oh my goodness! And this is what I'm saying, bro. If he knows that he's got you hurt, you in for a world of pain, man. You in for a world of pain. And what I saw in the Caleb Plant fight is he was very patient in the beginning. But yo, did you hear that? The dumb shots, man. I'm telling you. And Andrade is gonna have to get him to respect him, bro. Boo boo, you're gonna have to hurt that man. You're gonna have to hurt him. You're gonna have to catch him to something, bro. You gotta make him think. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you hit David and David eats that shit, you're in trouble. I don't give a fuck who it is. You're in trouble. That shit, it is a constant assault of punches, and he does not stop. He does not stop. He's like, oh, what was the Rocky movie where afterwards, when Rocky wanted a rematch, was it Apollo Creed's trainer? He said, we don't want them type of problems. Well, no, let it go. Let it go. I know it was a good fight, champ, but let it go. We don't need them type of problems. That's fucking David. You don't need them type of problems. Now, David is not a perfect fighter. He's not a perfect fighter. He walks forward, and he leaves his hands down during exchanges. And I think that's a perfect time to catch him. Them shits were devastating body shots, bro. OG and Pounds always be coming out straight up blunt. They just blunt. Like, I'll be talking about a fighter. Like, I'll be like, yeah, Cobert's fighting next week. And Pounds of OGs be like, Cobert's a fucking bitch. They just come flat out, bro. It's fucking the craziest statements, bro. Benavidez is a weight bully. Well, no, you know what? No. Let me say this. In regards to people saying weight bully, I get what you're saying because he is a big boy, and I've always said that I think David's weight is 175. I think it's 175. However, I've always took the stance that if you're able to make the weight, and you continue to make the weight, then it's okay. Because if that's the case, Boots, Crawford, Devin Haney, who else? Boots, Crawford, Devin Haney, they would all be considered weight bullies. Look at Devin. Devin looks like a damn welterweight, bro, at times. When he rehydrates, he looks like a welterweight. You think his power is overrated, Puro? Well, Puro, right. But you don't need to have devastating power to land a great body shot like that, bro. You know what I mean? I don't think you need that much power. Yes, he did miss weight, OG. You're absolutely correct. But has he missed weight since? I don't think so. I still think Canelo, and the reason why I think there's a link for anybody that wants to join. I still think Canelo beats David because Canelo's defense, I think people really, really underestimate Canelo's defense, bro. They really underestimate his defense. I mean, ever since the Floyd fight, Canelo's defense has been damn near, I mean, you're not going to land clean punches on Canelo throughout the whole fight. You're just not. You're not. You might. Matter of fact, most of the punches that get landed on Canelo, right? Most of the punches that get landed on Canelo are counters. If you look at it, they're counters. Because most of the shots that people throw at Canelo, he's blocking. Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure I know this is Puto, but you know how it is. I got to make sure it's not one of my other loyal fans. Yo,
Shadow, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Okay.
Yeah,
what's up,
you sound like robotic to me. I think it's my headphones. I'm gonna go out and try to fix it. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let me see if I sound I sound robotic. Hold on. Let me see if I sound robotic. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh no, I'm good on this end. Okay. It must have just been his headphones or something. Most of the shots that are thrown at Canelo, he blocks, bro. Most of the shots he gets hit with, Billy Joe Saunders. You take the Billy Joe Saunders fight. Billy Joe landed some good punches on Canelo. He did. But the punches that Billy Joe landed on Canelo, they were punches. Most of them were punches after Canelo he either had just got done throwing a punch or he was right about before to throw a punch. But most punches that people just throw when Canelo is standing in his high guard and you throw punches, he's blocking it, bro. 90% of the time, he's blocking it. What's good, man? Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Yeah, it was my headphones. I just had to adjust them a little bit.
So you think David Benavidez's power is overrated? Explain to me. Now, before you say that, I know that he's not a one knockout puncher. Obviously, he basically beats you up and he wears you down. But those body shots, bro, I don't think you need a lot. Like, you don't need massive power to drop someone with a body shot.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just think it's a bit overrated because of, I mean, the way you described it and most describe it. I mean, like, the way I hear that how most describe it is that like he has that one hitter quitter type of stuff. Does he hit hard? Of course. I mean, you could tell. I mean, like, but I just like he's never been able to break any of his opponents. Like even in like the one that sticks out to me the most. And then these guys are undersized, by the way. But like I said, they can have good chins, whatever. Is not Ronald Ellis, but Kyron Davis. Like Kyron Davis, like literally, like, and that was a fight where you could tell that David was like, okay, this guy is tickling me. But I mean, like he never stopped trying. He was like landing on David, and that's when I was like, "Fuck, David." I mean, you don't have to take all these shots, just to prove a point. That's what I was thinking in my head. So at the end of the day, yeah, man.
In the beginning, Puto, in the beginning, yes, they weren't. It didn't look like they were hurting. Now I don't know if it was because of his stamina. Maybe he got tired. But at the end of the fight, Puto, Kyron Davis looked like he was getting punished, bro.
No, I mean, he was taking a lot, but that was you could have said that in the first round. Like to me, the fight is, as I remember it, pretty much played out until the referee stopped it. Because, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, Kyron Davis wasn't able to, he was taking every single shot that David threw at him. But I mean, like, at the end of the day, I was actually a pretty entertaining fight.
It was. It was funny. Yo, I was about to say.
Yeah, because that guy was like, fuck, man, what's this guy made of? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that David's fights. One thing I'll say about David, whether you like him or don't, his fights are entertaining. I think they're entertaining.
Yeah, of course.
You want to know why?
That's why I like him. I'm usually entertained,
Because once you might not be entertained in the beginning, but once David, like you know what I'm talking about. You've watched David enough, just as I have.
I've seen his whole career.
There's a point in the fight where David is like, I'm gonna walk you down now. There's a point. I don't know when he makes that decision. I don't know if it's his father telling him. I don't know if it's like with the Caleb plant, he landed that body shot or whatever. With David Lemieux, he started right off the bat. But like there's a point where David goes and he just starts walking you down. And that shit is exciting, bro. Because it's like he's assaulting you, bro.
Yeah. For me, I mean that's what makes most of his fights exciting because he's a straight like pressure fighter. Like he throws a lot of punches, and like he gets hit a bit, because of his porous defense. But yeah. But at the end of the day, like a lot of them are exciting one way. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I mean, like what I think separates like a regular casual fan from somebody that actually like likes this more than just casually is like at one point you want to see competition. You want to see what he does in the face of adversity. You want to see an even fight. Up to this point. Other than like the some of his opponents just out of sheer will or whatever, giving them providing them some resistance. Truthfully, at the end of the day, I mean, like if you look back at it, it's like it was just like an assaulting, like you said, and like I put in the comments.
But and you was here in my last live too. I was comparing David Benavidez's resume with Boo Boo's resume, and when you compare those two resumes, David's looked like a Hall of Famer.
I wouldn't even go as far as to say that. I get what you're trying to say because Boo Boo really hasn't fought nobody. Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Boo Boo, and let's be honest. I want you to be honest, Puto.
Yeah, no, I'm always honest.
I know. I'm just making sure. Well, you ain't honest because Shakur beat the shit out of Devin. But
that's another story. But go ahead.
When you look at the resume of Boo Boo, right? I know me. We're both boxing hardcores. Everybody here is a hardcore. I would like to think. I only can recognize, I'd say maybe seriously, that I could say, I know that guy. Maybe 4 or 5, bro. Maybe 4 or 5. Boo Boo. David's resume, yes, bro. It's a little bit, I'm exaggerating when I say when you compared it to it's like a Hall of Fame. But Boo Boo, David, we can go with, and this is where I do agree with you. If you look at the names I'm naming compared to David's skill set and compared to what we know David can do, it's like he's not being tested. However, when you compare the resumes, you got Kyron Davis, you got Ronald Ellis. He trains with Canelo, Rashidi Ellis's brother, Anthony Durrell, Caleb Plant, David Lemieux, who was a lot smaller and past his prime. Ronald Graville at that time was okay. He wasn't, he wasn't a top, but he was pretty good. All I'm saying is when you compare the two resumes, I think David's is obviously a lot better than Boo Boo, but for some reason in this fight, I don't think resumes matter for this fight. I don't think it matters a lot. Like how other fights, I would say, I'm looking at this guy's resume, and I don't think this guy has what it takes because I'm just looking at stylistically the way that the way that David walks people down. To me, and let me ask you then, the type of style I think beats David, and I've already told you, I don't think if you're a mover and you try to circle him and jab him and try to outpoint them with combinations and try to just outpoint them like a Caleb Plant or a Haney or a Shakur, something like that. I don't think there's anybody at 168 that can even do that to David, because at some point, unless you are in exceptional shape, David's going to turn that engine on and he's going to start walking you down. I think the best way to beat David is to catch him in the middle of those exchanges he's throwing.
Well, I mean, in my point of view, traditionally, that style is like the kryptonite for David's style. But at the end of the day, like
which style?
The one that Boo Boo tries to have, to try to outbox you from the outside, because at the end of the day, like pressure fighters are trying to cut off the ring, get you into a corner, and go to work, and that's so like literally that's like the polar opposite of that style. It's the it's the cat and mouse game, essentially, that style versus David's style.
It's the number one reason why I got Canelo beating David. You want to know why? Because I think David gives Canelo I think that's a good fight, man. I do not think that Canelo walks through David. I do not. I'm just being honest. I don't. But I do think that later on in the fight, David's going to get comfortable. I'm just guessing, I could be wrong, but I think he's going to get comfortable like he did with Ronald Graville. He's going to be like, oh shit, I'm landing on Canelo. Oh shit, and Canelo's going to catch him in between punches with a hook, a body shot, whatever. And if Canelo lands clean on you, I'm sorry, there's not very few people. Canelo landing clean, flush on you, people forget that Canelo has power, bro. And I think a lot of people, I hear people say, oh, well, yeah, he's getting older now, and he's still got power, bro.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the only reason, in my opinion, and I mean, just through my experience, that's the only reason why fighters of his stature, that little, can compete in those higher weights, because they have power. Because at the end of the day, like when smaller fighters move up, they have to have a punch to able to get respect. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, even sometimes that's not enough, because at the end of the day, I mean, like there's it's the age-old cliche of weight divisions exist for a reason. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Like in relation to the Canelo and David fight, I mean, my hope for that fight is that is actually a good fight, because just the style, like literally, like, so I think Canelo, and then his trainers, and then just anybody that goes up against Boo Boos or Mayweathers or anybody that back foot slicks, block you from the outside style, like they watch that and they try their best throughout the years to develop a way to be most effective. You get what I'm saying? And that's the thing. So like literally, I would say that literally, like Canelo is like a Boo Boo David hybrid. So like literally, that's why, like, David doesn't have the experience against a style like Canelo's, where it's like he can beat your ass right in front of you, and then when you're trying to hit him back, you don't even fucking touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like the Canelo's defense is that fucking good.
Canelo's defense is so underrated, bro. So underrated. I think when now I'm gonna tell you right now, when somebody mentions Canelo, one of the first words that comes to me is defense.
Mm-hmm.
If you are throwing, if he's standing in front of you and you just throw a punch, 95% of the time he's gonna block it. Most of the punches that get landed on Canelo are getting landed because people are taking chances and throwing right before he throws a punch or right after he throws a punch.
Mm-hmm. And also against fighters that literally have the experience to know when to land on Canelo. Like the only ones that I've ever seen like land on Canelo, like actually land on Canelo, were Floyd, and that was that was Floyd. That was Floyd. And Bivol didn't do that. I mean, like, look at those punch stats, and I tried not to bring up punch stats, but like at the end of the day, that fight, like that's one of the fights that I considered like really, really boring. I thought that was a shit fight. because and I blame Canelo and Bivol for that. They both fought offensively very, very poorly. Defensively, they fought very elite because for whatever reason, Canelo was throwing all of his shots and most of them would get blocked by Bivol's guard, and then Canelo's head movement was out of this world in that fight. You know, at the end of the day, I think Canelo lost that fight because Bivol just landed more than Canelo did. You know.
Yeah, but Bivol did land some clean shots, Puto. He did land some.
Yeah, no, I know he did. Like, but some is like one or two. If you notice, like the highlights of the fight are like few and far between. At the end of the day, who cares? But the ones that they do have, it's these combinations that Bivol throws when Canelo's on the ropes, and like I say, out of like a 15 punch combination, he lands like 3 of them. Like it was insane.
That's a good point that you bring up. But I'm gonna tell you this: like for instance, Caleb Plant, we know he throws a lot of punches. He's fast, so he's gonna land on you, but he just doesn't have that power. But look at what happens, and I know what somebody's gonna say because they hate Canelo. They're gonna say, but he came up from 2 weight. It doesn't matter. He's still an undisputed champion. Jermell Charlo still was an undisputed champion, bro, and he literally made that man look ordinary, bro.
Yeah, and I want to say this too. Like at the end of the day, yeah, it was like fuck. It was like easy work for Canelo, but I actually thought that in the style, I thought he had the right game plan. The thing was, Jermell.
Okay.
Because Canelo is so strong, like if you would have like fought him see, there's 2 schools of thought in my head.
Hold on. What if you were a fighter? If you had a fighter, and you was gonna fight Canelo, what would be your game plan for Canelo?
To fight him toe to toe, and trust. But that's the thing. Canelo is so good defensively. Is that if you're not like a Floyd Mayweather or Sugar Ray Leonard, somebody that's like literally adept at fighting between the mid range and long range,
right?
You're eventually going to lose on points, just like Charlo did. At the end of the day, like if I was Charlo and because Charlo can punch, if I was Charlo, like it was a good game plan because he didn't get knocked out in that sense. But like if he really truly wanted to win, he would have to trust he would have to trust his defense on the inside and trust his power and trust that he's able to land on Canelo. And that's the thing about Canelo. Canelo is eventually a fighter that's truly going to lose convincingly by somebody being able to being good enough to break him. And I don't see that. I don't see that guy in the pipeline because these guys don't fucking put in that work. You know what I'm saying? I put in a comment earlier that I found it comical that some people were saying, "Oh, this sucks. Like David has to do all the heavy lifting just to get a Canelo fight." I'm like, what?
Yeah,
well, you didn't know Canelo was you got it backwards.
It was the thing with Canelo, bro. Canelo is he's the way that these guys criticize Canelo, right? I think it's very, very unfair, and it's because you could tell that they don't like him because of the fact that we just went through. Okay, now listen, I'm not the biggest. See, when people would hear me right now and they would go, "You're a Canelo dick rider." No, I'm not. He's not one of my favorite fighters. He's not. However, I give respect to where it's due. That dude's defense is elite, and so you know, like and I hate to bring it up, but. You know, I watch a lot of channels. I do. I watch a lot of channels, and I don't like bringing up other channels. But this is just a point that I'm making because it's one of those channels where people call in, and I always like watching channels where people call in because I get insight on how other people are thinking. You know, and a lot of times I'm like, oh, I could tell how this guy's mindset is. But somebody called up on the Boxing Voice one day, and was like, literally, and like you could tell he doesn't like Canelo. And the first thing he says is. He has a style that very easily, Canelo can be beaten very, very easily. Very, very easily. He's flat-footed. He's not fast. And I'm just listening to him like, is this guy even listening to what he's saying? Like, bro, if it was so easy, he'd have losses, bro. Because that man, like him or hate him, he's fought good competition. Yes. There was a time where I didn't like Canelo, like when he fought Cotto and everything. I really thought he was like, but now that I look at it, it was actually smart. It was smart. Eddie Reynoso they are intelligent and brilliant, bro, as far as the way that they maneuvered Canelo. But once he got to a point where like I think he was like, okay, they started fighting champions. Now, regardless, it's kind of weird because these same people will say Floyd is the best at 50-0, but yet if we try to criticize Floyd and say, yeah, but Floyd, you didn't fight Cotto when he was in his prime. You didn't fight Mosley when he was in his prime. You didn't fight Hatton when he was in his prime. You fought Marquez at a catch weight. You fought Oscar De La Hoya later on. You see, if we start criticizing Floyd like that, no, you're a hater. But is that not the truth? That is the truth. So
and people bring that up all the time, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Canelo, they bring up things that make absolutely no sense. Like 168, they were white, they were European. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? That has absolutely nothing to do with it. And the fact that there was 3 white guys at 168, y'all make it sound like it was so easy. If it was so easy, why didn't Jamal move up and do it? Why didn't Boo Boo move up and do it? You see,
why didn't David do it, bruh?
Right. This is where these narratives fall apart. And so I look at this and I'm like, these guys, I really think that this is what it is. When people dislike a person so much, but the person is actually doing good things, right? It gets to a point where they can't even bring up it could be a player, it could be a fighter. Let's say the dude is a Hall of Fame player. They just don't like him. I don't know. Maybe every time he plays their team, he dropped like 60 points. I don't know. But they hate him, so they try to make a case that he's not that good. But really, in reality, it's hard to make a case because the dude's going to the Hall of Fame. The dude's fucking everybody up everywhere. Every team he plays, he's dropping 60 points. And so now you're only left with making up outrageous things. Oh yeah, well, the guy that was guarding him was white. That's why. That's why he made that layup, because the guy was white. You're a black guy. If it was a slick black guy, he would have blocked it. Like, that's how it sounds to me. And it sounds like, bro, you're just making up outlandish shit right now because you just don't like the guy. Why don't you just admit you don't like the guy?
Yeah, or they omit like pertinent facts, like Europe is, like, the European fighters have ruled 168 since like its inception. So, you know, there's that.
Wasn't there a time, and might have been a short time, but wasn't there a time when UK fighters had some great champions that was beating our champions? What was the guy's name? DeGale?
DeGale? Yeah.
Who was his name, guys? Anybody from the UK here, or you guys know who? James DeGale? Am I correct? Is he from the UK? He beat Anthony.
Yeah, he's from the UK.
Yeah, he beat Anthony Durrell's brother. He beat what's his name? The son of the one that was gonna fight Eubank Jr. He beat some other fighters, but I remember at that time,
they're trying to build up a Caleb Plant fight with him too.
Right, and you got Tyson Fury, regardless of his last performance. They make it seem like because you're from the UK and born on the other side of the planet that you can't fight. It's just ridiculous to me. It's a stupid thing to say. It's so stupid. Now, I do understand when they say fighters in the UK fight differently. Yeah, okay, that is true. They do have a different type of. That doesn't mean that they can't. If you have naturally gifted speed, naturally gifted defense, naturally gifted power, you could take that European style and fuck a lot of people up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Calzaghe never lost, right? He's undefeated.
Where was he from?
Well, he's his dad's Italian, but he's Welsh. He's from Wales.
Okay.
Yeah, but he beat Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones, you know.
Yeah, and so look, I just think he beats David because I think that there's gonna be a point in the fight. It is kind of funny because there are other people that can criticize Canelo without actually sounding like they're hating him. One of them is here right now. I don't know if G Funky remembers this, but I was on his channel one day a while back. Shout out to G Funky. Please go subscribe to G Funky. And we were talking about Canelo, and he was telling me that he's not a huge fan of Canelo, and that he thinks that he lost the what's the fight? Oh my god, I can't believe I just forgot. The dude that's champ at 160 right now. That oh my god, he's so famous. What I hate when
who?
The Cuban fighter. Cuban
champion. Oh, Lara.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. We have somebody here, and I want to make sure.
There's a little bit of hate in there, though, bro. But that's my boy G Funk, you know.
But listen, it might be a little bit of hate, but at least he was like, you know, he wasn't just saying like he's trash, but he was saying, yo, I think he lost the fight, and I was like, G Funky, I disagree. I think Canelo won, but he wasn't like trashing him. These guys will just make up shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Let me block the screen. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Okay, he's good. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure, man. I have to, man, because people be coming up here with dick pics and.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No
Hey, what's
problem,
going
man.
on, brother? It's nice. Thank you for joining the panel, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching your channel recently. I started watching you. I seen when you used to get on B&Bs, and I'd get on when I was on. So yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about? What we were talking about?
You guys were talking about Andrade and Benavidez, right?
Yeah, it could be anything you want, bro. I mean, but basically, we're Benavidez, Boo Boo, and Canelo. You know, I rap because
Okay.
you know.
All right, keep it in the subject. All right, cool. I think Boo Boo's style is probably gonna give him a lot of issues. Boo Boo does like fade a little at the end, but he don't fade like Plant, and I think he's got better feet than Plant. And but I do feel if somehow Benavidez gets in on him and leans on him and wears them legs down, then he could let them fast hands do the rest. But that's going to be difficult.
You mean like once he turns that engine on and starts walking forward?
Right. Well, he can't just walk forward. He can't walk forward with Boo Boo. I think what he has to do is literally jump in, pin him, lean on him, and then let his hands go. He can't walk him down. That's good. That's a bad recipe. He's just gonna get.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because this is why I keep saying when I look at these styles and I look at the way David fights, I don't think the resumes matter. So yes, of course. Listen, I'm not saying resumes don't matter. Resumes always matter. Who you fight, because it keeps you. You're fighting good competition and you're gaining experience. If you're beating up on people that you could clearly beat up on, you're not gaining any experience, in my opinion, other than you're lacing up gloves and you're having a fight. But what I am saying is that when I look at these styles, when I look at both styles, he has a style that makes things complicated for David, because at times I went through, and I don't know if you saw my live the other day, but I opened up David Benavidez's resume, right? And I said, every single one of these fighters, there was like 10 straight. We're talking Caleb Plant, Anthony Durrell, David Lemieux, Kyrone Davis, Ronald Ellis, Ronald Graville, and Anthony Durrell. I think there's somebody else in there. I'm not sure. But I said every single one of those guys, at some point in the fight, David started walking them down. Literally walking them down. Like, he didn't do it right away. Like with David Lemieux, he did. But like with Anthony Durrell, it took a while. He knew he's a champion. He's experienced. You know, Caleb Plant, round 6 when he caught him with the body shot. That's what I mean. I think like there's a point where he's like, okay, now I could start coming forward a little bit. But Boo Boo's style is tailor made for something like that, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's an awkward counter puncher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the thing is I think it's going to come down to conditioning.
Yeah, definitely come down to conditioning and how well he performs on a somewhat elite level at 168 as well, because Benavidez isn't just a regular 168 guy. He's a big dude. So that power may not translate, and if that power don't translate and he don't respect him, that could be bad for Andrade as well. You know what I mean? Those are things that you have to think about in this fight. So yeah, I like them both as fighters. I think they're both very good fighters. I think Benavidez is very exciting. You know, I think he's got a good, a somewhat decent defense, but he's very square. Like if he fought Canelo, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, because he's wide open for them body shot. He's got long body too, a big body.
Yeah.
So if he's getting off shots, and you know, he's gonna land a few, but if Canelo slips it and catches him to the body, he throws everything with mean intentions and pretty precise.
Everything Canelo throws is with mean intentions. And but you know what though? David is I will say this, and I think it's gonna be a key factor in this fight. And I said it ever since the fight was announced. David's body shots is gonna be the key factor in this fight.
It could
Because
be.
David's, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know Pudo says he doesn't think he has. He doesn't have one knockout punch power. He doesn't. But
No, that's rare, anyways.
Right.
Yeah, it's still powerful. It's still, those are some sharp body shots, bro.
Especially
And he
at
throws a lot of them.
168. Not many do.
Yeah,
I
and he
think what I
throws a
mean
lot
to
of them.
say, I think what I mean to say is that I think offensively, like his offensive, like, or maybe like the best way to put it, like his offensive creativity and his accuracy, that maybe he's overrated in that aspect, because obviously he hits really hard, but it's like for some reason he's not getting these knockouts when like he's fighting fighters that's been knocked out before. So if he hits that hard, why isn't he getting them? You know, so you have to start thinking why.
Right, but you got to keep that in mind too. These guys got experience, and they know when they're they're about to get knocked out, they start moving.
But I'm talking about the ones like Kyron Davis, like Ellis, like Lemieux, like he's hitting them with everything but the kitchen sink, but he can't just get them out. You know, like
Right.
it's like eventually, like he
Lemieux
lands
out of
enough
it.
punches where the referee has to. No, the referee stopped the fight.
Yeah, but
Oh, you mean like ice him completely?
oh,
Like
you
just
mean,
No, I'm talking about like
starched. You mean
Yeah,
starched on your
yeah.
back.
yeah,
You wanna
no,
say
like
Wilder
David
type
was
of knockout?
complaining. I mean, like like every single fighter that David has stopped, like they're complaining to the ref, why are you stopping the fight? Like these guys want to keep fighting. You see, he can't like he's hitting them with everything in the kitchen sink, and he's still not breaking these fighters' wills. You know, it's just like I mean, like at the end of the day, he got the job done, and good for him. But it's just like that's why it's like there's something where it's like it's either he don't hit like that, or it's just like he doesn't have enough experience where he's not getting these guys out of there when he's hitting.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but in a way, and maybe you guys could disagree with me on this, I'd rather get knocked out clean than to take repeated shots to my body and head throughout the whole fight.
Yeah, no sense of getting a check if you can't count it.
You know what I mean? It's like the type of beatings I put on. Look, I understand we disagreeing a little bit, but the type of beatings he puts on people can fuck you up for the rest of your life, bro, because these are repeated shots, bro, to your liver, to your head. I mean, and yeah, he might not be a Deontay Wilder, but they're hard shots, bro.
Yeah. No, and I get that. And the only reason I bring that up is that because there's going to be at one point where he's not going to be able to land all the shots that he's landing, or you get what I'm saying?
About Boo or Canelo?
No, Canelo. I mean, excuse me, Benavidez. You know, like he's going to run to the guy where it's like, you know, he's either not going to land as many as he's landed on certain opponents, or for whatever the reason, he's going to have to. I don't know. It's just like I don't think in this particular fight, because Boo Boo, I believe, is just as inexperienced as David. It might not make any sense, but like when it comes to like the top of the top is Canelo. He's not going to be able to beat Canelo without any defense, you know, and without without landing the shots where like you're gonna have to like Canelo ain't going nowhere. You're gonna have to eventually have to stop him. Right. And if you ain't stopping Ronald Ellis, you ain't stopping this guy.
Well, and I'm gonna let 1-2K go right after I say this. And I know every time I say something about Canelo, they be getting on me in the comments, but I'm gonna say it like this again. I'm gonna say this again. Every person that David fought, he has walked down eventually in the fight. I do not think he walks Canelo down. You're not fucking walking him down unless he's gonna have to hurt him with a body shot or rock him or get Canelo in a place where I've never seen him before. I cannot see anybody. Just that dude's chin is crazy. I mean, I think we could all say whether you hate Canelo or not, that dude's chin is iron.
He's got a thigh neck, man.
You know? Yeah.
Humongous,
I don't see any point where David's gonna be like, okay, now it's round 8. I'm gonna start walking Canelo. No, you're gonna get knocked out like that.
Yeah, you never really seen him buzz. I see. For as much criticism as I give Canelo, a lot of people think I hate him. That's really not the case. Yeah. I just don't like how he moves sometimes outside of the ring, or the certain fights I think that I'm not a fan of. But to be that short in stature and compete at this level with these guys takes a lot. That's not easy, man. That's not easy to slip that. Like that's Mike Tyson-esque type of defense and counter punching. Not saying that it's Mike Tyson, but still. Yeah. And he loads up his shots and he gives it his all. I'll give him that. Although,
well, how about this? The number one criticism that Canelo gets, in my opinion, most of the time when people when it sounds like they're a Canelo hater, because a lot of us criticize him for what are the things that we criticize him for, Pudo, or people criticize him for? It's because we don't like the way he's moving, who he's fighting next, or when he's fighting. But hardly do these people go, they're criticizing him because they think he can't fight or he's trash.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Right. Nobody's like, oh man, I don't like him because he's trash. No, none of them are saying that. It's like it's almost like they know he a bad motherfucker. They just want to see him tested more. But I can agree with that to a certain point because it's like, but I started looking at Canelo differently about 2-3 years ago when he did that run at 168 because I was the same way. There was a point where I was like G Funky. I didn't really like Canelo. I didn't like the way he was moving. I felt like he was doing like a Floyd 2.5, but like even worse because I even believe even with Floyd, I think Floyd is a genius, but even the thing with Floyd is I think Floyd was good enough to where even if he fought those guys in their prime, I think he would have beat them anyway. So, but I'm just saying that, there was times where I was frustrated with Floyd, the way that he was moving, and I was feeling the same way with Canelo. But then when he got to 168, I realized when he started saying things like, I'm at a point in my career where every fight's got to mean something, meaning like a belt and it started to make sense a little bit to me, So now he's okay. Look, he runs through the 168 division, right? Next fight, what does he do? He tries to get a belt from Bivol. Now, when he lost to Bivol, the next 2 fights he had was against Triple G and I forgot the other person, but that
Ryder.
Ryder, and that was okay. Ryder was a mandatory, I believe, and Triple G. I don't think he even really wanted that fight, but it was part of a contract deal with that he had or whatever it was.
That was a stinker.
Right, he was fulfilling that fight, but then the very next fight, which was the one that he had a surgery on, which was his last fight, right? The one before Jabel.
Ryder.
That was Ryder. Okay. But then right after that, he fights Jermell, right? And now Jermell, I don't think he even said out of his mouth that was not the first fight that he wanted. That he said he didn't want Jermell. They came to him with Jermell because Jermell wasn't ready. And so I just think Canelo is going to fight the winner of this fight because I think every fight he wants to get a belt.
I hope so. Because I'll be on him if you don't. Because let's face it, it's 2 guys that been wanting to fight him, that been clamoring to fight. And if you are a Canelo fan, at what point do you want him to shut one of these guys up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm always like that. I'm always like that. If you're a fan, you should be advocating for your fighter to fight him.
Right.
Advocating not for him to fight him.
Yeah, like why should he fight him? He's not on his level.
When
all that.
People say why should he fight him, that makes me think that you're afraid that you
right.
Lose.
I do too, because it's like, but you ain't criticizing the Ryder fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not criticizing the, a couple fights. Who was the one guy he fought from Turkey?
I will say in his defense, which fight was it, Puro, where you could clearly see in the back when Canelo's putting on his glove, he's wincing. He's like, was that the Caleb Plant fight? I forgot which one was it. It shows him in the back where did y'all ever see that, by the way?
Which one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, let me show it to you.
What are you talking about? Sorry, I had to step away 2 seconds.
He was like, he said that Canelo needs to be criticized for or something along the lines of with the Ryder fight, and I said, yeah, but when I look back at it, I remember a fight or 2 before that when Canelo was in the back and they're putting a glove on that hand and he's wincing.
No. I think you understood what I was saying. I said if you're going to criticize him, if you're going to criticize Andrade and Benavidez, why wouldn't you criticize a Ryder fight or a who's the dude he fought from Turkey?
Avni Yildirim?
Yeah, or Yildirim. Like if you're saying that they don't deserve a shot and you ain't got a problem with him fighting them, like I'm sorry, like that don't fit. That don't match.
What was it the argument with those, Puto, that they were his mandatories?
Yeah, and they were. At the end of the day, it's like the Bud and Boots situation. Like a lot of people aren't happy that he got stripped. Neither am I, because not because like oh my God, justice for Bud or anything like that.
Right.
It's like I mean, dude,
they
just barely won the title. He just won the title. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what they would have did to Canelo if he would have fought Yildirim. They made the Callum Smith fight with the caveat that if he wins, he has to face the mandatory immediately, which he did. At the end of the day, John Ryder was the mandatory. And before he became the mandatory, he had a fight against Zach Parker, which they offered to Boo Boo first. Boo Boo declined it. You know, that ain't on Canelo. So I get if people want
declined which fight.
Oh, 1, 2. Let me
Zach
go.
Parker
Let me,
fight.
oh, Poto, please let me get this one. Let me get this one.
All right, cool. You got it, man.
Right, this is why I've never disliked Boo Boo as a fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a gifted fighter. My always number one issue that I had was I would see people trying to project him as a man that's everyone's running from him as a boogeyman or something like that, right? Because I've literally heard people say when it comes to Boo Boo, well, his whole career people been running from him. Nobody wants to fight this man. Of course his resume looks like that. When Janabek wanted to fight him twice, he turned that fight down both times, and Janabek was literally chasing that man. Now he moves up. Zach Parker, he was supposed to fight Zach Parker, and the winner gets Canelo, and he didn't fight Zach Parker.
Yes. I criticized him for that too.
Right. And that's where I'm like, okay, well, wait a second.
But I stood with him prior to that.
Right. Right. But then the thing is, right, people will say, well, Janabek is not that good. And look at his last fight. Or they'll say, Zach Parker, are you serious?
Right.
Zach Parker. But then I'm like, but it doesn't. But then hold on a second. If these people are not as good as you're saying, then he should have been like, okay.
Right. Yeah. It don't match.
It don't match. Right.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
But that's what I'm saying about that. Whether it's a mandatory or not, I'm talking about as the fans are complaining about that. What I'm saying is, I really feel like the fans do want to see him in there with a Benavidez or a Boo Boo or a winner of this fight. And I feel like what's wrong with giving the fans what they want once in a while? I mean, you know what I mean? I understand his run at well, I don't know about that. Like at 168, like. That was one of the reasons, like at that point also, Boo Boo was a mandatory and he jumped to 175, which is still a great accomplishment. Like when he jumped to 175 to fight Kovalev, I was like, that's badass. Like, and I got a lot of criticism for that. I was like, yo, he went in there and knocked out the Crusher. Oh, well, the Crusher lost. I'm like, I don't care how old he was. That motherfucker still hits hard.
What are you talking about? About that Boo Boo was the mandatory? What are you talking about?
Well, he was the mandatory, wasn't he?
No, he was the champion.
Jumped up, right? But they were talking about Canelo was talking about going for undisputed at 160 at that
which
point.
he tried to do. His actual mandatory, Sergey Devryanchenko, like they were in negotiations. At the end of the day, if you want to believe Golden Boy's narrative or whatever happened,
I don't believe anything.
Yeah, like literally, Golden Boy. They stated that Sergey Devryanchenko was trying to uprise himself. They're trying to make a deal. At the end of the day, no deal was able to be made. The last minute, they tried to talk to the IBF to give them an extension so they can negotiate with Boo Boo Andrade. Since Devryanchenko didn't want to play ball, and the IBF refused, and they stripped them. At the end of the day, still fighting Boo Boo. At the end of the day, like he's fighting Boo Boo for nothing at that point. At the end of the day, I can see where that criticism comes from.
Well, but what I'm trying to say is whether he still needs the WBO if he wants to go for undisputed.
No, I get it, but he doesn't have the IBF. Yeah, he doesn't have the IBF anymore.
But that's apples and oranges. You still need the WBO, and then you can go get. You can go for the the IBF, because think about it. That's what he was claiming he wanted to do. But then when
we're nitpicking. We're nitpicking.
No, now that's not nitpicking. That's
yes, it is,
that's
because
what
like
he's
literally, like
he wants to do.
He tried to make the fight with Boo Boo, and they stripped him. Am I correct or not?
Whether stripped him of the IBF, that had nothing to do with Boo Boo.
No, I know it didn't have to.
He
do
has a
with
WBO.
None of this had to do with Boo Boo.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is he probably got frustrated. That's on him. But at the same point, and in the same argument, he was constantly saying, I want to be undisputed at 160.
Yeah,
so whether
he tried to make that happen.
Right. But he didn't try again.
How could he try again? He got stripped.
And what other belt did he have?
He had the WBC, I believe.
All right, so you had the WBC, the
The
IBF.
WBC, yeah, the WBC and the IBF. Yeah.
Okay, so there was still the WBA. Who had the WBA then? You know.
The WBA was who was the WBA? No, actually, he had all three. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so
He was just missing Boo Boo. Like that would have
right.
been for undisputed, but they didn't
But
let him
then
do
they
it.
stripped him, so then he said, "I'm not gonna go for." But still, in all,
Mhm.
it's still a kind of a legacy fight. Saying if I got stripped of the IBF, like to me, this is just the same argument. You know what I mean? Like to me right now, them saying that Bivol can't fight better BF for undisputed because the WBC don't want to allow it.
Mhm.
If those two dudes fight, whoever wins,
Mhm.
even though they don't get the it's the WBC ain't up, I'm still gonna call them undisputed as a boxing fan.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
cool. That's
saying?
cool for
So,
you. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be.
right. Well, you
Yeah.
know, right. But I'm
No,
still,
they're
I'm
not,
just
bro.
saying.
Trust me. Tio was undisputed to me, and everybody keeps telling me he wasn't. So at the end of the day, like
No,
you know, it is what it is.
but what I'm trying to say is the belt that belt was out there. The WBC was out there to get.
What do you mean the WBC was out there?
The WBC, Devin Haney had the WBC belt. They were
No,
fighting.
Devin Haney didn't have it until Loma until they gave Loma the franchise. That's
Right, which was a
had it.
status.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then
Exactly.
it was just a status. It was no longer. It was in the title. It couldn't have been.
Yeah, but that's not how it was explained by the president of the WBC.
Yes,
yeah,
it was in the beginning.
The franchise
but then he changed it.
from the he never changed his story from the beginning. That was a status, but he was always the WBC lightweight champion with a franchise status attached.
They both can't be
that's
champions.
all it was.
They both can't be champ. He was saying that they're both champions.
Yeah,
he
but
said it was a status.
He's the president of the WBC.
Look,
you don't get to dictate what their rules are. You
don't need to. No, what I'm trying to say is you can't change the rules whether you the.
Yes, he can. He's literally the president.
Okay, so last minute first it's a status and it can't change hands. So then technically you're no longer a champion. If the title can't change hands and you can't lose, they didn't
determine that.
I don't care.
They didn't make that ruling.
I
know you don't care.
Wait a minute.
That's the argument. That's the argument. It doesn't matter what if you care or not, bro.
Over me. You're not letting me speak,
bro. Like
what is the definition of a champion? Period.
Bro, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing semantics with you, bro.
It's not
at the end of the day, you're not the president or the board of the WBC. Do I agree with what they did? No, I don't agree with what they did.
Then there you go.
But they made the determination,
right?
And literally, these guys should be recognized as such. Just because you don't want to do it because you got a problem with what they did, that's on you. It ain't on
no,
me.
that's not on me, and it's not on you.
It is on
I'm
you.
putting it.
Hold on.
You literally just said that if they fight, if because the WBC won't let them fight for all the titles because of the Ukraine situation, you would still consider them undisputed. And then I said, yeah, okay,
yeah, but who's vacating?
And I considered whatchamacallit,
but who's vacating?
Theo, but it didn't matter what I thought, right?
Right, but but there's a difference because somebody's not vacating.
Nobody vacated. Nobody vacated.
Hold on. I normally don't say you're both right because I really don't like when two people are arguing. That's between y'all. But in this situation, I'm dead ass serious. I think you're both right, and I'm gonna explain why. I think the majority of the boxing public did not like that franchise belt. We didn't because number one, it caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot of arguments, and the way Devin got that belt, it still follows him. The way that because he didn't fight for that belt, and then Loma became a franchise champion, and then when you had that belt, you had like special conditions with it. But at the same time, the man is the president of the WBC. If he want to make a fucking 6 belt, he can do that. That doesn't mean that we gonna like it or whatever, but he can do that. So the fact of the matter is, he did do that. It was a bad idea, in my opinion, and I think that's what Puda was saying, right?
I get what y'all saying. I understand what y'all saying. Like, I get where you're coming from, saying that this man, he's running, he's dictating it because he's the president.
Right.
So he can switch and change and do as he pleases with his. That's not what I'm saying, though. That wasn't the point I was making.
Which all of them do.
Clear, though, to make it clear, a lot of people know that that Mauricio Suleiman favors certain fighters. Look at Jamal Charlo, who had that belt for almost 2 years and didn't even fight.
Deontay Wilder.
And what is it? Deontay Wilder. And what does he keep saying? What does he keep saying when it comes to Jamal Charlo? The WBC backs Jamal Charlo. in his decision. So there's a lot of things that he does that I don't agree with. But I think your point is, you think, and this is where I have an issue, and I might disagree with you on this one, 2 Kid. I didn't technically, if I wanted to look at it technically on paper, if you want to be technical, yeah, Tio needed that WBC belt to become undisputed champion. However, in my view, when you get a belt, you need to fight. You need to fight and earn that belt. How can you be saying he needs to get that belt when he didn't even earn it? So in my eyes, he was undisputed because he beat the man that beat the man. But technically, on paper, he wasn't.
No, actually, I think you guys are still missing my
Okay, what are you trying to say exactly?
Well, a champion is somebody who defends his title. If I can't defend it, or nobody can win it from me, then I'm no longer a champion. Period. That's the definition of a champion. A champion has to defend his title. Now, listen. Yeah. If a guy decides to take a status and relinquish his championship, whose fault is that?
He didn't relinquish it, though.
That's semantics.
No, that's not semantics. Like literally, Mauricio went on literally everybody's panel, bro. Like I seen him all. He never changed up his story, which is like
that's not true.
Which was very funny and was very sad at the same time, because like literally he's telling you the fuckery he's doing, but you're missing the forest for the trees. That's what I always thought about like Mauricio. Like Mauricio's like literally he never changes up his story. He never does any of this. He tells you exactly what he's doing, but people are always like try to nitpick like arguments to have. At the end of the day,
I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Like I get your point. I totally get your point. I'm just asking if you get mine. A champion is somebody who defends his championship. If you're not defending your championship and your championship can't be given to someone who beats you, then technically you're not a champion. And so that's what it was said in the beginning. Then it was, okay, he's fighting Teofimo, as in Lomachenko. Mm-hmm. Now we can transfer it.
Well,
when that wasn't the case at the point. At first it was given to Canelo and said that it can't be, he can't transfer it. And then Canelo finally got rid of it because he said, how am I going to be undisputed with a franchise championship? He even believed that.
Right, but I think
he actually never got rid of it. He moved up in weight and he was no longer the champion in that division. So who cares?
Hey, hold on. I think you might be I know you might be misunderstanding. I understand what you're saying, but I think I like doing comparisons. So let me just do it like this. If we're at a job and there's a manager, right, and he literally worked his ass off, he became that manager. He deserved it, right? Let's say he just gives it to some random motherfucker, right? And everybody's like, wait a second, this guy doesn't earn it or whatever, right? But he is the manager, right? So you're saying it's not that guy's fault, right? Which you're right, it's not that guy's fault. However, you can't blame the people for looking at him like he's not a manager.
Oh, no. I get that. I get that.
He didn't earn it.
No. That's what I'm trying to say.
I also don't agree with your definition of a champion, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm just saying,
because like if a champion, like say David beats Canelo, but he loses his very next fight, he was never a champion?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the guy was never a champion, but if he don't have to defend his belt, he does it. He's no longer a current champion.
All right, well, you added a bit more context to what you're trying to say. Like you didn't say that before.
Well, what does that's semantics. You just
it's not semantics.
Listen, man,
like,
listen,
bro.
If I'm a champion, if I'm
in your feelings this much, bro,
dude, I'm not in my feelings. You just keep talking over me. If a guy,
bro, you literally just talked over me, bro. I mean, so we being hypocrites here or what?
Well, I mean, I guess we are. Because that's
okay, so you're getting into your feelings, bro. So like, if you don't want me to interrupt, you don't interrupt me. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Shoot.
No. Let me. This is why none of us like the franchise belt, because this is what it causes right here. It causes that everybody has a different view on it. Mauricio should have never did it, because this is why I don't like it. I don't like it because it caused so many fucking problems within the community and problem. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people are like, it's just debating or whatever, but still it caused a whole bunch of it. And every time it's brought up, people have a different view on how they see it. And it would have never happened if the man would have just never made it. You know what I mean?
Hey, my man, this is your this is your outlet. So if you want to change the subject, we can. No
And
problem.
Okay,
also,
I'm with it.
I'm on YouTube for this. So like, I love this. I love the debate.
I know, yeah,
I'm here for this.
certain people love doing that, you know, but I just feel like in this subject, it's sort of like I don't know. I compare it to like a Republican trying to explain to a liberal why he's a liberal and vice versa. It's gonna go on forever, bro. Y'all ain't never gonna be like, oh, I agree with you. No, y'all gonna just keep saying I disagree with you on this point. I disagree with you on this point. And all I'm saying is, can we just agree that the whole shit is just messed up?
Yeah,
I agree with
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. It was fucked up, and I was just saying that you know, once you give it up, then you're no longer the champ. That's how I looked at it because it was the four belt era. It's the four belt era. That was it. And
All right, fair enough.
and yeah. So there we go. So what do y'all think? What do you guys think about the whole Andrade and Benavidez thing? What are the keys to victory in that fight?
I think that you know, like I said, I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. I do not hold on one second. Somebody's here. Let me make sure. I know it's Raider, but I gotta make sure because last time somebody came in with G Funky's avatar and it wasn't G Funky. Hold on one second. Yo.
Yo, what's cracking?
Oh,
What
it
up,
is
Raider?
Raider. Oh, my boy, bro. I've not seen this
What's
dude.
up?
Raider.
Okay.
Oh,
What's
bro.
what's cracking, homies? Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, güey.
What's cracking, man?
What up?
It's another day, you know.
We talking about the Andrade and Benavidez. What do you think is who you think is gonna win? What's the keys to victory? You think Boo Boo's gonna give him a fight? What's going on?
Yeah, I think Benavidez gonna win. I have money on that fight too. So, but I just think he's gonna overwhelm this dude, bro. I think Andrade's got. I don't think he's got the best feet, bro. That fool's clumsy sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, he moves around the ring. Yeah, he's a southpaw, maybe a little crafty, maybe a little awkward, bro. But I think Plant has better feet. Plant's just as good as a boxer, and yeah, he did fucking kind of slow down halfway during the fight. You know, he fucking gassed out. But David was able to cut off the ring with that guy, and that was a good fight too, though, bro. But we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good fight. The first couple of rounds are gonna be a little bit kind of feeling each other out, but it's gonna get interesting in the later rounds, bro. In the mid to late rounds is where it's gonna get good.
Because that's when Benavidez turns it up.
I just want to ask you this because so far everybody has says yes, but maybe you have a different view on it. Do you think Boo Boo has a style to complicate things because he's a counterpuncher?
He's gonna have to be precise, bro, because when he counter punches, when he catches David is not the kind of guy that's gonna throw one jab, get counter punched, and stop throwing punches, bro. I can see Andrade, in order for him to have success, in my opinion, he's gonna have to counter punch, land, not only counter punch but land the counter punch, and then move away, and not let David set his feet. But that's gonna be hard, bro, because Andrade has his footwork is like a little. I don't want to say. Well, I'll say clumsy, bro. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be hard, bro, because David throws a lot of punches, bro. So if he misses on a counter punch, bro, he's accessible to getting a couple of fucking 1, 2, 3s, you know. So I don't know. We'll see.
You think?
Yeah.
I think you should use that weight, man. Lunge in and just lean on him. Take them legs away if he wants to. You know what I mean?
Who, David or Boo Boo?
David.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the bigger guy. So I mean, he does that. Then he get him in the corner. He can let his hands go.
I think David's body shots are gonna give Boo Boo problems, but I think Boo Boo. I honestly believe, and this is just me. I think if he catches David in between exchanges and gets his respect, it's gonna make it a better fight. Because to me, in order to beat David, he has to respect you. If he doesn't respect you, he's gonna assault you. He's gonna walk you down, bro.
Yeah, but I don't. Like I said, walking him down, like he's gotta take position. He can't just walk towards him. That's not gonna work.
Well,
he's got to cut the ring off and everything. And use his jab. He's got an underrated jab too. Is a Benavidez. He's got a really good jab, and if his jab can land at range, then Boo Boo's really gonna have a long night. But you know, he's got to. And Boo Boo's got to move and use angles all night long, all night long, and pot shot.
Yeah, I
I think
remember
also
too. David, my bad. David's a big dude, bro. So he's got
yeah,
a long jab. He's got long legs, bro. So it's easier for him to cut off the ring than the guys that Andrade is used to fighting.
fight
Smaller
against
dudes. So
smaller dudes. That's true too.
yeah,
That's what I said. But if you also man, why not? Why not pull a Tyson Fury and lean on him a little bit and get them legs weak? You know what I mean? Like that. That would definitely when we're holding. You know how there's gonna be you're gonna have to break them every once in a while or maybe a lot. Who knows? Just pull up and lean on him a little bit. Put some weight on them legs, and that's gonna slow him down. That would be the keys to victory for Benavidez. For Boo Boo is keep turning him. He likes to come flat. He squares himself up a lot. As in Benavidez, and
Well,
he
but
walks flat.
this is okay.
Mhm.
I hear what you're saying, 1-2 Kid, but this is the point that I keep coming back to. Now I get it. I wouldn't put Boo Boo up there with the past 10 fighters David has faced. I will say that. I will say that I think Boo Boo is better than them, even taking Boo Boo's I guess we could call it a kind of soft resume. I would
Mhm.
say that this is probably David's hardest fight and definitely Boo Boo's hardest fight.
Yeah, oh yeah,
But I will say this though. There hasn't been one person on David's resume that at some point he didn't start when I mean walking him down, I mean there was a point where he turned that switch on and just started like assaulting, almost like just constant pressure. Now with David Lemieux, he did it right away. Anthony with Anthony Durrell, it was a little bit later in the rounds. He was he was using his jab. He was just basically staying on the outside. With Caleb Plant, he did the same thing for the first 6 rounds. He was staying on the outside a little bit. You know what I mean? But once he caught Plant with that body shot, he started walking him down. And so when you say turning him, Boo Boo's gonna have to not get tired, bro. Because the moment he
right,
gets
right.
tired,
That
that's
yeah,
when that's
you
gonna
got to do it all night. Yeah, it's not
do it
going to
all
be
night
an
then.
easy task, especially when he comes on later on. And a couple of straight body shots for either one of them is going to take effect as well too. Will slow either one of them down a bit for a little bit. You know what I mean? Or take a little wind out of them later on in the fight, especially if Benavidez is landing it straight
A,
right to
a,
the solar plexus.
a Raider and 1-2 Kid. Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys have seen the lives that I had before. I had these small 2 clips. They're about under a minute each. Have you seen David and Boo Boo hit it? They look good, bro. Like
Yeah,
have
they
you seen those
better.
clips?
They
Let me
both
show you
better
real quick.
look good.
The David one. I just want to do a comparison. The David one is a little bit. I think it's the David. They're both under a minute, but I just wanted to show you because, like I said, take it with a grain of salt because they're hitting a heavy bag. The heavy bag doesn't hit back, but it just shows me the kind of condition that they're in. And so let's go right here. Go, Chad. Let's go, Chad.
What time is it?
Showtime, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He keeps saying he's bigger. He keeps saying he's stronger. I don't hear him saying faster.
So I've said this before. I know it's just hitting a bag, but I could see how Boo Boo style gives David problems. Maybe in the beginning of the fight, I could see it. And now because of the fact that he's actually quicker than I thought. He's actually a little bit quicker than I thought. And now, of course, bro, this is hitting a bag. But I can only go off what I see. I already know from looking at that. David always goes. David tears that body up, bro. Like if you fight David, you need to block your body ASAP because he's gonna either side, left or right. So, but I could see like because of like, and I think he was talking about it once. Okay, if he's turning him and he's crafty like that, and he's throwing those fluid combinations, I could see him catching David. But the problem is I think somebody put it in the comment section. You know, if he gasses out like everyone else does when they fight David, there's an. I mean, you got to be in exceptional shape to just keep circling David and trying to, you know, like to me to beat David, I think you gotta get the dog in you and you gotta hurt him. You gotta hurt him. That's what I think. Maybe. I don't think that you circling him and trying to outpoint him because I don't think anybody at 168 can do that. Or because at some point David is going to be like, I'm gonna turn it up. And when he turns it up, he's going to start coming forward and he's going to start ripping the body more. You know, the first couple of rounds, he stays on the outside because he's trying to fill you out. That's to me, that's Andrade's best right there. You need to take advantage right there. Those first couple of rounds.
Yeah. To me, bro, I was looking right now. I just saw that video you were showing me. I saw something right there on Andrade, bro, that I didn't like Andrade doing. What? If this guy doesn't move his head, bro, he's gonna get fucking jabbed right in the fucking center of his head, bro. If you rewind it, look how his stance is when he's throwing jabs, bro, and he's throwing the body shots.
Let's go, Chad. You're saying he's not moving his head, yeah.
Yeah, you saw how Benavidez was moving his head a little bit. His head is straight, bro. Like he's like just going straight at. Oh my bad. Hold on.
Yeah, anybody that don't move their head against Benavidez is gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Come on,
I mean, you know, yeah, I get
you know what the problem is. You know, this is listen. I think, like I said, I think Canelo beats David. But you know what I really like about David is because he goes upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah,
and he mixes it up, and it's like, bro, can you imagine getting ripped to the body, and then like you got to worry about your head again? You know, I would just curl up like this, bro. Like you know, like because like at some point, you know, and the thing is. David has great stamina.
Yeah.
I think he has good stamina.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But so does Andrade. Andrade.
Yeah, and I think people are not giving Andrade enough credit because I think like I could see like Andrade's quick, bro, and those punches got some snap on him.
Yeah.
Snap on him.
And I'm pretty sure once if Benavidez punches Andrade in the head with a jab, he's gonna immediately start moving it. I don't think he's gonna sit around there and just eat that shit like, oh nah, man. Yeah, he definitely gonna be moving his head. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's an interesting fight.
You think Canelo beats David? You think Canelo beats David?
It's a give and take. I could see them both winning that fight. I could honestly see them both winning that fight. I could see because low key. David Benavidez is almost tailor-made for Canelo. He's not an ambush fighter. He walks you down, and Canelo likes that.
Right, Canelo likes it when you bring it. Yeah. Not only that, I can't see somebody just walking Canelo down. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's because I haven't seen it yet.
But also, though, even with Canelo's head movement. Benavidez is going to be touching him. Right, yeah. No, Benavidez is going to be touching him. He's got good defense, but I'm just saying he ain't going to be able to avoid all them shots. And if Canelo, if Benavidez uses that jab and gets distance and has Canelo trying to sneak his way in and he don't get greedy, he might make it an easy night.
But you just said the main thing. Great, bro. I see David getting.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to make it an exciting fight. Right.
he's getting in his head like, oh shit, I'm getting to Canelo, right? And I'm just let me
Yeah.
turn it up, and then Canelo catch you with like a hook right in between.
Yeah,
your
he the
legs,
type of dude
bro.
that'll throw too many too. Like, oh fuck that. I'm a shoe shine this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, but still in all though, it's difficult to do when the guy's that quick, and Canelo can take a good shot. So it's a hell of a fight, actually. It's a good fight. That's a
Hey,
good
shout
fight.
out to one of my supporters, Technique, for being here, man. You missed it, man. You missed it. I actually gave a shout out to you guys, man. You know, I said it was like it's like if I owned a restaurant and you came in and bought a meal, and when you was leaving, you called me trash and shit like that. And I'm like, why'd you call me trash? And then you kept coming back the next day and the next day buying a meal, supporting me. Then after a while, I'm like, hey, Technique, one of my favorite customers. You like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, it's okay. Just leave the money on the counter. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. So I really appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming here.
David has way too much cardio, and he will just destroy Andrade in the late rounds. Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe.
Speaking of Shakur, my second topic was how Shakur can't handle criticism. I'm glad he's here because he's saying I'm capping for Shakur. And my second topic is how Shakur can't handle criticism. It's so funny. These trolls make themselves look so fucking stupid, bro. I'm telling these dudes, the IQ on some of them is just I don't know, but maybe I shouldn't call them stupid enough. I appreciate them being here, but real quick, just on Shakur, you know, I think that it shows the immaturity that he has. Like he's immature because, you know, bro, we live in a social media age, bro. Okay, if you have a performance like that, okay, lackluster, shows that you wasn't engaging, what do you think people are gonna say? What do you,
Yeah,
especially after everything that's going on with you and Devin Haney and the cap between you and Tank? What do you think people are gonna say, bro?
Yeah, I'm back. My bad, guys. I had to do
Hey,
something real quick. But now, hey, back to well, real quick. Back to what you guys were
go ahead.
talking about, David and fucking and Canelo, right, bro? And Andrade. Uh, yeah, Andrade needs to move his head, bro. He definitely got. I mean, take it. That was just fucking hitting the bag, bro. But you know, you got to move your head. Even David was moving his head a little bit. You know, you have to be able to move your head against David, right? I'll give you guys an example. Canelo is a guy that moves his head, right? He's always moving his head, and against Canelo, you cannot have a lazy jab against Canelo, bro. Look what happened to Danny Jacobs, a guy that throws kind of jabs, not lazy jabs, but Daniel Jacob uses his jab for his reach, right? So he can know where to throw his right. He does it for the length, for the reach. When you do that and you're throwing lazy jabs, Canelo's head movement will
That's
go
weak.
around it and then he lands his shit. If you have a nice stiff jab like a Kovalev or a Bivol, where a triple G where it stops you, that's what you need against Canelo, right? But you need defense. So it's a little bit of
Or
both.
Benavidez. Benavidez got
Yeah,
an underrated jab, man,
Well,
and it's a
yeah,
long one too.
Raider, I
yeah.
know.
It's a long one, but he needs to work on a super stiff jab, like a broomstick jab, right? Because he kind of throws it sometimes where he's measuring so he can throw his right, which is good. But he needs a little bit, I think, stiffer jab that lands because sometimes he misses a lot of his jabs. But if he can get it to land more, like a little bit more accuracy, that'll be great, you know?
And let me get your opinion on this, Raider, because you was on the phone, I think, and me and him were talking about it. I said that, in my opinion, and of course, it's just my opinion, that I think that the winner of the Boo Boo and David fight, right? I think that no matter who the winner is, the loser would have exploited something in him. So, like, if David wins, he's gonna win, but we're gonna see weaknesses that Boo Boo capitalized on, and vice versa. If Boo Boo wins, we're definitely gonna see things that David was doing to him. And I feel like no matter who the winner is, I think that the Canelo we have at 168 right now, I just don't think that they could beat him. I think I would favor Canelo, and I said the reason why I favor him versus David is because, number one, Canelo's defense is really under. The first thing the first word that comes to my mind when I see him, one of the first words when I think of Canelo is defense, bro. His defense is exceptional. He's got a chin, and I just feel like David would get comfortable later on in the fight, because I think he will have success against Canelo, and I think that he's going to get comfortable, and I think he'll get clipped. He's going to get countered. He's going to get clipped in between a combination or something like that, because every punch Canelo throws is with bad intentions, bro. Like bad intentions. Who do you think would win that fight between? Who do you favor, David or Canelo?
Well, let me tell you this, bro. Canelo, if Canelo's issue is stamina, bro. Right, his stamina, starts gassing out. He throws these huge punches with intentions, and if he starts missing these, like he did against Bivol, it weighs down on him. He gets tired faster, and then a guy like David Benavidez can easily come in the later half with a lot more in the gas tank. That's where he starts building up. That could cause trouble for Canelo. But if Canelo has no issues with it, or, I'm not saying no issues, but if he gasses out like in the last 2-3 rounds, I think he could. Like Canelo's skills is too much for David, bro. Like his counter punching, David. He's a good. He throws a lot of punches, bro. But look. I'll give you an example. Look at Triple G, right? Triple G is a guy who threw a lot of punches. Remember that one shot that he landed on Canelo, like in what was it, the first fight or second fight? I think the first fight.
It was the first fight, was it?
Yeah, the first fight. This huge fucking shot, right? That everyone was like, "Whoa!" Look at the next seven or eight punches that right after that Triple G threw. He missed all of them because of Canelo's defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every single one he fucking missed, bro. And I was like, God damn, that if that was so. I don't know, bro. That fight is interesting, but I think Canelo will just outbox him, bro.
Well, the reason
He'll
why
just outbox him.
the reason why I think he beats him is because I was questioning his stamina, and against Jamel, he didn't look like he got tired.
Yeah, I think 168 is the
Yeah, he
That's
been
what I
counting
said.
him a lot
168 is the best for Canelo, bro. Like
all
168.
night. And if one of those are like body shots, that left hook to the body, he can't miss Benavidez's body. He
Well,
can't.
and look how tall. Okay, look how tall this fucker is, David Benavidez, right? But do you guys remember the Callum Smith fight? I don't really want to compare styles, but look at the height, right? These guys are taller, right? Canelo, what he does, he kind of like kind of stalks. He looks at you, he's sideways, and when you're throwing the jab, lazy jab, he just goes right under him, right? He ducks down like if he's ducking under that rope. When you're going, when you do that rope exercise, you're going from one side of the rope to the next one, and you're just dipping down. When he does that, or like when somebody's jabbing and he does that, he gets to you so much faster. That's what Mike Tyson used to do, right? Just kind of duck underneath the rope, duck underneath the jabs, gets
Yep.
real close, goes to the body, and then throws one fake one, and then lands a huge right. Like by no time he's like real close to you. That's
Right.
that's how Canelo got way better than before. Before, like with the Mayweather, he couldn't get close to these guys. Fucking Erislandy Lara, he couldn't get close to these guys, but he found out by ducking down and moving up and down, moving his head through the jabs, he'll get there right away. And jab, go to the body, and fake and throw a big fucking looping right, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. To me, bro, that the skills and the defense that Canelo has might be too much for David. But I'm not saying David's not going to be in the fight. I can see David easily winning 4 or 5 rounds, bro. But it's going to be hard to win a fight against Canelo, bro. And especially if Canelo doesn't gas out, bro. Good
Yeah,
luck on
you
that
know
one.
what? You know what? That's another thing. Same game plan for Benavidez against Canelo. Once they get on the inside, and just once they're grabbing, lean on them. That's because Canelo likes to fight in spurts, and he fights in spurts because he has a stamina issue. And if you wear them legs down, same thing. And you're much taller too. He's in good shape, but it's gonna have effect later on. Then turn it up later. But yeah, Canelo does. He cuts the distance. He could slip a jab, and then he's halfway to you. He's already there. Like Mike, I said,
Yeah, yeah,
earlier, like a Mike Tyson esque.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But I really feel like, yeah, and he could spring the shot. So yeah,
The,
yeah,
the
especially if
only
guys walking to him.
And the only issue I have with that about David leaning on these guys, I would like him to do that, and that'll actually work. But he's not the kind of fighter that does that. He
Nah,
doesn't like he doesn't, bro. Like when they hug him, he wants to get out of that fucking
yeah,
out of that clinch as fast as possible and come forward and
and
start
let
throwing
them hands
punches.
go. Yeah, he wants to.
Yes,
Yeah, he wants. He's like, I
yes,
got fast hands. I want to give you these hands.
yes. Like
Right.
get me out of this fucking clinch, like
Mhm.
as ASAP,
Yeah,
homie. Now
yeah.
let me
That's
fucking throw these hands.
Hey,
forearm,
for
Yeah.
some, I don't
forearm.
think
Yeah,
for some reason I don't think I understand like if he did that it would be to his obviously it would help him every fight. But I think that I for some reason I just can't see Canelo allowing someone to lean on him like that.
well,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. With
I
that
just
type
feel
of
like that would
pressure,
be counter
I don't know if he
that would
got
be
much choice.
counterintuitive. Look, when was the last time you seen somebody honestly? When was the last time you seen somebody stand there like almost in the phone booth with Canelo and try to like, you know what I mean? When was the
Bivol.
last time?
And what did he do? He lifted Bivol up. And what did that do? That took some of his legs away.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but Bibble's a whole different fighter. That
Right,
motherfucker,
right.
that
but
guy's defense is impeccable, bro.
I think
Yeah.
175 is too much for Canelo though.
No, it is. It's, dude, 175 is too much weight, bro. He's too slow. He
I
has
don't
too
know.
much weight on him.
I don't know if it's too much for him. I think it was just a guy like what we're talking about with Andre, like he's a mover and all that, but Bibbles don't get tired. His feet don't get tired. So Canelo had to work to get to him, to get away from him. He had to work all night. You know what I mean? So by the time he gets to him, he's trying, oh, I got him now, and he's just, he's trying to please the crowd, and he's getting all them shots off, and he's throwing everything hard, and dude's like, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, no. To me, what I saw in that fight, the Bibble fight, was an exhausted Canelo. Even after the third round, bro. The
Yeah,
third round, he was already gassed. Like he was. That's it, bro. You could see it in his fucking face, his breath, the way he moved. I think he was just. He was too heavy, bro. Like 170. How much did he weigh? If he had to weigh in at 175, right? How much did he come in at 180 something? This guy's 5'7", bro.
Five
right,
seven, yeah.
right.
Five. You know what I mean? Like that's a
You
lot of
also
fucking weight for
basis
these
of,
fucking boxers.
you also this
Oh, hold on,
dude.
just real quick. When he fought Golovkin, remember was it the first one or the second one? Remember that Canelo style where he was more moving, throwing faster combinations and stuff like that. And now we see him as this like 1-2, kind of like without all this power. I don't know if it's because he's getting older and that type of style would exert more energy because he knows he has a stamina issue. But I think if there's anything I would fix with Canelo is just you don't have to throw every shot at 100%, bro.
Right.
You don't have to.
Yeah, well, I think, bro, his thing was his stamina, bro. If he doesn't have stamina issues, I don't see nobody beating him, bro.
But here's
Like,
the thing: is why does he have stamina issues? Most of the reason
because, well, I
he
mean, let me
get
let me
tired.
let me tell you. I'll tell you exactly
Go ahead.
why. And this is my opinion, right? He's always had bad knees, so he doesn't run a lot. He doesn't run. And anybody that knows, you want cardio, bro. You want to fucking have stamina. You have to fucking have cardio. You have to run, bro. Look at fucking Hagler, bro. That guy used to run like fucking 5 miles a day, bro, and he would last all 15 rounds. Look at Manny Pacquiao. A guy like Manny Pacquiao, he was running every fucking day miles, bro. That first round and the last round, you don't even see a difference. He fights the fucking same.
Yeah.
You have to run, and this fool has bad knees, and he wasn't known for running. He wasn't running at all. All he was doing is practicing on his craft. But yeah, he had his bad knee, and I think that's why he was never running, bro. But in this Charlo fight, he was running, and he can look at the fight. I didn't see him with uh any gassing out issues in this fight. Who
Well,
knows next fight? But
well, what I seen also on top of that is when he's in there with guys with feet as fast as Benavidez hands, he has an issue with them. Because they pot shot and then they're gone. They're in, they're out. And then he's like, oh, he's got to get his get back. So now he's doing more than he usually has to do. Guys like Kovalev, they got good feet, but they're not fast. They're not cutting out. They're not giving angles. They don't know where the ropes are behind them because they're not accustomed to fighting that way. And he's trying to do it, but he's kind of flat-footed. Even guys like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant got good feet, but he don't know where he is in the ring sometimes. He kind of sets down, and he when he spreads his legs, like, when he spreads his feet apart, they're like kind of like his feet are flat.
And when he
When the
throws
guy's
his
on their toes,
Yeah.
they're moving.
He was
Get him.
he was chasing Charlo that whole fight, though, all those 12 rounds, though.
Yeah.
Canelo was moving a lot in those 12 rounds. I'll tell you that.
He was. Oh yeah, he was. And I gotta say, all that stamina that Charlo was known for, he used that on his feet that night because he wasn't holding still much.
Vader, that's why I said that I think this Canelo at 168, I don't think anybody beats him right now, because I wanted to see how his stamina. First off, I wanted to see how he looked after the surgery. I wanted to see how, another fight after the surgery, or I don't know if that was his first or his second one, but I wanted to see how his stamina was. And when I saw, like, bro, he was literally following him the whole fight, and in the last couple of rounds, he didn't look like he gassed out, because we all know that, like you said, Raider, he throws like these 1-2 punches, and they're with a lot of power. That tires you out, bro. That's the same thing, the same issue I with Oscar Valdez. I Oscar Valdez tires himself out because he throws every fucking punch with too much intention.
Let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you guys this. So Canelo, you know how he fought Charlo in that fight, right? Nothing that Charlo threw didn't even fucking tickle Canelo, right? Let me ask you this. What happens if David Benavidez goes in there and he's throwing these massive shots, and Canelo just goes, nope, and he still comes forward? He doesn't feel them. How good of a chance does Benavidez have now in beating Canelo?
Zero.
If you can't hurt Canelo, I don't know.
Zero. I mean, even stop him in his tracks, and you can't do that. Yeah, I noticed that too. You know what I was saying when I was watching that fight? I'm glad you noticed that, Ray. I was gonna bring it up, but everyone always thinks I'm crazy when I say it. Yo, when Charlo was hitting Canelo, remember when Cotto fought Canelo? He was landing big shots, but it was like his punches were bouncing off Canelo's head, like it was hurting him when he was, you know what I'm saying? Like he was punching a tree, and like, shit. It was the same thing. Like when he was hitting him, it was like, like when like Triple G hit him, the punches stuck, but he ate him. It was different, but it was different. They weren't bouncing off of him. Same with Bivol. When Bivol was hitting them, they was sticking, but they didn't have the effect that you would have think that it would because of the thick shot.
I know exactly what you're saying, bro. So the difference is Triple G and Bivol's punches were basically follow through punches, right? They follow through in their punches where it sticks, as in Charlo and these other guys, when they're throwing their punches, they bounce off of them, right? They're just hitting that target, and that's it. As long as they hit the target, it's good. But Bivol's and Triple G's, they're like follow through, which is like you fucking hit it, you want to go through them. You know what I mean?
And then
that's why it stuck, but it still doesn't. It didn't do shit to Canelo. That's the one thing is, imagine how mentally fucked you are, bro. If you're hitting this guy with everything you got, and he's just like, bro, like you're not doing anything to me. That's nothing. That must be like, god damn, bro, what the fuck? How am I gonna beat this motherfucker?
That's when you change your thing. Say, if he's eating them, then I might as well make him fall. Give him some more. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you also got Canelo moving his head. So he can take the shot and he can avoid the shot. And you got to worry about that counter too, where he's loading up and springing up a shot, got one waiting for you. So those are all shit, man. That's why I give him props for competing at that size, like height.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he takes full advantage of that too. But
and I think also just as important as Canelo's stamina, I think that David's stamina has to be good against Canelo, because if you slow down against Canelo, that's gonna listen. He's so at this point in his career, he's got so much experience, bro. I mean, his defense alone, But the reason why David has a chance because he's younger, he's bigger, he's taller, he's got more reach. I think he's faster. He doesn't have more power, but he's a faster with his fast combination, and he's a good body puncher. These are all things working for him. But then you got to look at Canelo: good defense, experience, power as well, iron chin. You see, it's like it almost balances it all out.
But then we come right back to the same thing. I said, his weakness and his strength is the same for that fight, Benavidez. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, he got the size, he got fast hands. I don't think Canelo gonna dodge every shot he throws. I think he's gonna get touched here and there, but he's got a good chin. But if so, he can take advantage of that, but he can't get gritty. And it ain't in Benavidez not to get gritty. So it's just gonna be a good. It'll be a good fight, man. Benavidez gonna be like, I want to show you these hands. So he gonna be open for the counters as well. I think it's gonna be a back and forth fight. I think if it goes down, how do y'all see a Andrade and Canelo fight happening?
I have Canelo.
To me, bro, that's an easy fight for Canelo, bro.
For
I
Canelo, you
think.
think he just slips?
I think so. Just if you look at the styles, right? Even though Andrade, yeah, he's a little crafty, he's awkward, he's a southpaw. I just can't. I think when he engages and he throws his combos at Canelo, Canelo's just gonna dip. And just like the Mike Tyson move, go in there, jab, load up, go right underneath those jabs, bro, and fucking hurt this guy, bro. Like I don't know, bro. That's just me.
I
Yeah,
don't
We'll
know.
see
I
though.
don't know.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
Hey, how about this? Hold on.
Go
Let
ahead.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I don't know if y'all agree with this. I think Andre has a better chance beating David than he does Canelo.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
he has a better chance beating Andre because I feel like Canelo has seen a similar style. It may not be a same style as Andre, but since Floyd, he's fought some movers not like Floyd, and Andre's not like Floyd, and
No.
I just feel like he's used to. He's not, you know what I mean. It's not going to be something he hasn't seen anymore. I think the first couple of rounds, he's going to be trying to figure him out or whatever. But I think because he's fought crafty fighters before, I think it'll be easier. I think David gives Canelo a harder run for his money because of David's style, his pressure style, and because of Canelo's stamina. And we don't know how good David takes a punch either. Ronald Graville dropped him.
Hey, real quick, guys. I gotta do some shit real quick. If you guys are still on a little while, I'll come
Yeah,
back on. But thank you
yeah,
for having me on, man.
yeah. I
All right.
appreciate
Okay.
you. I appreciate
All
you.
right, guys. Peace out. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, Ghost. I think Andre could give Canelo some issues, man.
Oh no,
I,
I'm not saying he
I
doesn't.
think he could give him a lot of issues.
No, I
I
think I
think.
think he, I think he,
Mm,
I just think that like I said, it's just my opinion. It's just like
no,
you
no,
have.
no. I mean, I could see that. I could see where you're going with it. And the
I just think the first half of the fight will
same with
be Andre will be
with
tricky the
Raiders,
first half of the fight with Canelo, but I think that Canelo will figure him out, and I just think
because
that
to
the
be
last end of the fight, I just think Canelo would get
Canelo
him. I
just
just think
take
David
over.
gives him a harder fight.
You think he'll just plan him
I don't know if
in
he'll
the
not.
long run?
No, I think. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it because I want to see this fight coming up because, to be honest with you, I've never seen David really hurt or in trouble, and I've seen Boo Boo dropped in his career. Matter of fact, I've seen Boo Boo rocked a couple times, and I've seen him get dropped. I think when he was at welterweight, he got dropped, and both times he recovered very, very well. He recovered
Right.
well.
Well, I mean, I seen Canelo hurt as well, but that was a lot earlier on in
Long
his
time ago,
career.
right?
But the difference is, I think Canelo's punch resistance, even though we don't see um, Andre get hit much, is probably better than Andre's.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I see Andre touching him. Um, I could see Andre touching him a lot, and I can see him landing some stuff against Andre, but he'll have to work for it. I don't know, man. The thing about Andre that I don't think anyone gives him credit for is I ain't known anybody that had fought him that's been in the ring with him it said that he wasn't a super talented fighter. Like,
Yeah, I've always thought that Boo Boo was talented. I just didn't agree with the whole boogeyman thing.
oh yeah.
You know,
Well, for a while I felt
Get out of
like
here, before we get out of here, because I've been on for over 2 hours, more than that. Let me get your final. So, who you think's gonna win? I'm gonna go live again this week, but just real quick, who you think's gonna win? Andrade
between
or
Andrade and Benavidez,
yeah.
shit. I think, man, I really don't know.
Keep going
I
back and
really
forth.
don't. I just kind of want to watch it, man. You know, be honest with you.
Look, my mind. Look, this is how I look at it. If I had to make a bet, safe money is David. Safe
Yeah.
money.
Oh yeah.
Safe money is David. However, I just look at their styles, and for some reason, I just think Boo Boo's style gives David problems.
Yeah.
I just think it gives it problems. But I can't wait to see this fight. I think this
Yeah.
fight should have been more. I think people should have talked about it more, because especially we're finally getting, other than Canelo, we're getting fighters at 168, two good fighters really fighting each other, and possibly, most likely, I think Canelo's going to fight the winner. I don't see
Hopefully.
Canelo, if he doesn't fight the winner, it's going to follow him, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to follow him. They're always going to say, you ducked David or you ducked Boo Boo. And not that he really cares, because he's got $200 million and he's golfing, but still, I think that he has pride as a fighter. And I honestly don't think Canelo is scared of anybody. I do think that he has moved a certain way in his career, but Floyd did it too. And we could do that with almost anybody, except if we're going back in time. When we go back in time, they were doing it. They didn't care. But I just think that I don't think he's scared of anybody. I think I'm hoping, and I think that the winner, he's gonna fight them. No doubt. I know a lot of people disagree. They think that if David wins, he's not gonna fight him, but I think he will. I think after this fight, he's gonna fight the winner. But I just want to see the fight on Saturday, and I hope it's as good as it's gonna be, man. But with that, man, I appreciate you for joining me, man. And when I drop the link for now on, man, you can always come on, man. You're always welcome.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, man. Enjoy.
I appreciate y'all, and thanks for everybody being here, man. I've been on for a while. I'll be
All
on
right, man.
tomorrow or the day after. Y'all have a blessed night.
All right, peace.